You bastard! Oh, almost got you. Almost had you. Almost had you, you bastard fly. Meh. Cross but no cigar. Pull up so 2D. There we go. Should be too loud. Okay, good. Sorry. Better not pop up again, motherfuckers. Damn fast. There we go. There we go. Definitely feeling a little more chillaxed from that. Coffee is fucked too. Yeah. There we go. Man, I'm all sweaty. It was actually kind of nice and cool, but fuck, it is like warm in the house for some reason. It's not even like really warm in here, it's just warm in the house. It's like, what the fuck? Ugh. What's going on? Not much. I actually just started, so literally nothing right now. Just got warming up, decompressing from work and shit. I haven't gotten the work shirt off yet, so just kind of chilling for right now. Warming up a little bit, getting the voice in order, kind of, and all that shit. Then we'll kind of see what's going on for the interwebs today. See what's happening, but won't do that yet. Won't worry about that anytime soon. At least, I don't know, give it like 20 minutes or something. You want to play like that, Fly? Come on, bitch. That's right, bitch. Stunned just enough to get out of here. Little fucking bastard. Oh, you coming back now? Okay. You really want to do this right now? Alright. You want to do the fuck around and find out technique. Just waiting for you to get in a good position. Where are you? You were just right here. There you go. Come on. Land somewhere. Come on. Oh, right there? Okay. Perfect, actually. Boom, bitch. That's right. Get fucked on. This moment, joint chilling. Hell yeah. I just kind of got my first bowl down, so need to kind of finish it out. Get the brain more in the zone. Make me unmurdered. Make me see what can be unmurdered by what has been. Oh, I think it's doing it. I think it's working. Maybe this is what Mamala was talking about when we had to unburden by what has been. Just the hell, smoke a toke, smoke a fat J. Because I do slowly but surely feel my work's burdens slowly departing. But honestly, speaking of which, I don't even understand like why my work does this, but like throughout the entire week, I'll be like scheduled at like 3:30 or whatever, and in my brain, that's what I'm thinking. But they'll throw in like one random day in there where it's like, oh, you're actually 3. It's like, huh? It's like, is that just a way to kind of like fuck me up or something? Or be like, so why didn't you actually show up on time? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, because the entire week said this, and like, and all of a sudden, like, what? There's like one day where it's not because it thrown me off, especially in the middle of the week. It's like, come on. Because now everyone's just assuming that I've just like no called or something for like half an hour or some shit, where I'm just like, no, I'm here. It's just like, I don't get it. I mean, no one's like said anything to me about it, at least like manager wise or anything, so I mean, whatever. I don't know. So maybe it's just like something that whoever's like doing the scheduling is doing. Because like, if it was something that the store director or whatever the fuck was doing, then I feel like I would have like been like, hey, go talk to you for a moment. Like, I would have had that happen or something. But no. So I'm just assuming it's just some random fluke or whatever the fuck. Because even my manager who was here today for my department was just like, huh? Schedule at 3. When she looked, she was like, oh, okay. Even she was kind of thrown for a little bit of a loop. I guess it could be like one or two things. Like, maybe someone is like, who finalized the schedules is fucking around with it. Or maybe it's just like, some like glitch or whatever. Or maybe just no one's really totally paying attention. It's like, oh yeah, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. But then they kind of like don't make it like that consistently because they accidentally make one a 3 or some shit. Instead of like, the 3:30 like it normally is for everything else. That'd be my guess, but if that's the case, then that just sounds like some incompetency. And especially for some shit like that, that's not exactly something you want to be incompetent with. Just for the people who are like scheduled, but also for for corporate too. They want to make sure that that shit is kind of like streamlined and not like kind of all over the place and just kind of whatever. It's like you would think, but I guess not. I mean, honestly, it's more rhetorical to think of like you would think, on that question, honestly, just because, frankly, corporate bureaucracy is so fucking incompetent. I've just, out of like the 8 years of retail that I've been doing so far, it's just like, that's the one thing I definitely have realized, like, corporations are competent as fuck because they only care about like the short term like shareholder / profit, like metrics, and thus everything else becomes like a ball of incompetent nightmares, just to try to like maximize whatever like profits or like stocks, they got going on or whatever. It's just like, and for bonuses too, for like, higher ups and shit. And it's like, certainly does a lot of good for everybody else. Definitely doesn't add confusion, weird bullshit, and frankly, in a lot of ways, like unattainable or unreasonable standards too. Another one? How's there still so many of these fuckers left? Where'd we go? I just had the fucking thing. Oh, it fell over there. God damn it. I have to get up, and that's gonna cause this. I don't have to use my hat. Actually, it's wider too. Oh, that was a disaster. That didn't work. God damn it. That fly saw that coming a mile away. So that's too bulky. It's got all the pins, makes it slow. This is nowhere near as bad as it was like a few days ago. Like these fucking things are like Lord of Flies status, like fucking everywhere. Oh, it came back. It was over here. I clipped that one. Yeah, get clipped, motherfucker. I just squish you from where you're at. Squish. Get squished. There we go. Jeez. Pfft. Dumbass, like, bobblehead ass looking fucking things. But yeah, like a few days ago, it was like Lord of the Flies with these fucking things. I don't, like, because we had like a heat wave not too long ago, and I kind of immediately clicked in my mind, it's like, oh, they're coming in for the cracks of the garage door, and like, if, like, I don't know, like 4 days ago, there was legit like a whole, like, not really going anywhere outside maybe a few of them that will like buzz off, you know, the ones that are annoying me basically. But not like in there, but there was like a whole like all of them just chilling there, not really doing anything, just sitting there, like right next to the light that's over here. Well, not this one, but the one over here. But now there's like barely any at all. Like I see like a couple there still, but I think you know they all died off because these things don't really live that long anyway. And I kind of figured eventually they were all going to die off because there's nothing to eat in here for them. There's nothing for them to get to outside of annoying the fuck out of me. So it's just like it was basically just kind of having to bear the brunt of their fucking annoyances. You little shit stain. Until oh yeah, there we go. Oh fuck, I just saw that one like explode. I think it hit one of the pins, did it? Well, it didn't explode on the top. Jesus, fucking like exploded like got hit with a bomb, damn. Just drone strike the fly with a hat. Did odds say what's even more fucked? Is either really that much of a way to get riven, especially if you live in like a pretty like fertile, lush area? Like, cause where I live, like being in Willamette Valley, you know, like Oregon and shit, it's like it's just a very fertile, lush area, especially in the region of the valley where I'm at. So it's like it's basically literally like kind of a no matter what situation that they're gonna get buh of all types, including these stupid fucking flies, skeeters, fucking little rats, mice, squirrels, pots, fucking name it, dude. You'll get like everything out here. Some of them are pests and annoyances. Some of them are cute and adorable, and I don't care about them. Like if anything, like at least for like the squirrels, for example, I'll feed those little bastards. Feed them just enough to make sure that there's nothing left over at night, though, because without a cat, because we used to have a little kitty, you know, to at least maintain the you know, this the rats and shit, but now they all decided to kind of come back after our cat died, so it's just like, well, fuck. I mean, it's not really too bad, but one of them's been in here for like a year. And I think it's at the point where it's like, alright, I want to get the fuck out, because I keep hearing this weird fucking bastard like scrummage around this fucking garage door over here, and it's like, I think it's trying to find a way out at this rate. Which, you know what, good fucking riddance, but also at the same time, it's just like, bruh. Just like, can I, like, catch you so I can, like, look in your little beady-ass eyes and be like, fuck you, and then, like, throw you in, like, a creek or something? I mean, little dudes are, like, you know, fucking pretty smart swimmers anyway, so it's just like, I wouldn't really necessarily feel bad about that. Plus, you know, especially if the heat anyway, it'll probably will cool off. So I've been living rent free here for too long. I think I have the right. I think I got the right, especially considering that, you know, with the summer, there's always like some sort of a fucking like infestation of some sort of some buh. And this year has been basically like, I guess these fucking flies for a temporary amount of time and, you know, fleas again. And this whole shit has definitely been a little carrier of them because like every time, like, you know, comes wandering around out here, like, there's always, like, a couple that stay behind. It's like, fucking goddamn it. So now it's just been a constant annoyance with that. So, which, at least it's, like, treatable. It's not, like, a full-on fucking ridiculous infestation, but still, it's just like, oh my god. It's, like, constant, but it's not me that also has to deal with that problem. Like, that's just kind of a constant problem around here in general. You really gonna be on my leg? Dumb fuck. But Like, cause I mean, whenever I start getting that issue, and I go to like PetSmart to go grab some like flea medication, for my dog, for my other cat that we got. It was a little bit of an older cat, so it's all like hunting rat days are done now at this point. But like, like half the time, it's either there's like just enough for either one of my pets or the other, or it's all out. So it's just like I have to be like, well, fuck. At least I got this flea shampoo I can get, so at least there's that, and just kind of have to shrug and just have to do like weekly treatments basically until I can get some of that when it restocks. Because I'll ask and be like, hey, when you're restocking, they'll be like, oh well, we're kind of unfortunately backlogged, but a week or two, and I'm like, fuck. But hopefully this Thursday, they should, have some stuff, available. And also, I know next Saturday, one of the people that I hang out and chill with at the bar during karaoke, so on Saturdays at least, was mentioning it's like one of her friends that has formerly had a dog, but has a bunch of like, flea meds, ropes, and like treats and different stuff that obviously, they don't need anymore. So she was asking her, be like, hey, do you know anyone? And she was like, I know just the person. So, and she was asking, it's like, hey, you want any event? I'd be like, well, for the ropes, flea meds, and the treats, yeah, it's pretty much all that, I guess. Yeah, that'd be great. So honestly, I might be able to at least, get a free hookup with that, this at least for this time around, but, blessed with a few extra little gifts for him. Especially with little Zuzu, he kind of needs some new toys and stuff. He gets like fixated on certain toys, and then he's just like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck anymore," and just kind of stops caring about him. Like, he has this gigantic fat bone that's over here, but he hasn't touched it in like a month, which is funny because he was the one who found it in the first place. He found it and picked it up when I thought he was like trying to take a pee on the bush, but eventually when we looked down and saw him, he had that big old thing just like just in his mouth. It's hilarious. Especially how small he is. He's not really like that big of a dog, so him having this big old bone, just like walking around with it the entire time, I'm just like, geez, dude, like that bone's bigger than your head. But still, it's adorable. It's adorable. Actually, I forgot to get rubber alcohol. I need to grab that. So I cleaned down stem because it's kind of hissing at me. Gonna have to do that tomorrow. God damn it. Boo. Boo. Let's see what we can dibble dabble in for now. I should know there's like one thing I want to look at, but just need to find a Ferris here real quick now. Oh, let me show you. Ah, here we go. Cool. I just need to find a thingamaboop. Thingamaboop. Where doth be the thingamaboop? Okay, cool. I just need to find the right timestamp around this. There we go. I found some. Because good old, like, the good old muskrat. I was trying to think of something else but muskrat, for Elon Musk, but it's just like, well, his last name's already kind of an insult. Like some weird musky fucking, like, alien nerd weirdo. It's like, man, his last name is already like an insult. It's like, god damn it. It's just, like, I'm trying to think of something. Yeah, like, there needs to be like a new insultive name for him. It's just Elon Muskrat. I think that's just it. I mean, it's the only thing I could think of, because that's like usually what I like to call him, but fuck. Yeah, whatever. Maybe something else will pop up. Maybe something else, be conjured, in the brain. But he basically decided to be, representative of good old traditional family values, so I figured, we'll enlighten ourselves if his positions on good family values. The sarcasm is like really oozing off of me because there's meant to be a lot of sarcasms. And did I accidentally just like Yeah, I think I did. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, there we go. All right. Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't want no damn ringtone. In fact, you know what? Just make sure. Silence mode. Yeah, no vibrate. Silence. I only have my vibrator on for other things.
The idea of aspiring to the ideal of the Buddha is great in theory, but in practice, everybody falls short of it. That's kind of the point.
Whoa, just dropping random Buddha wisdom out of nowhere. Oh, shit.
Let's see.
If we allow children to take permanent actions when they're 10, 12, 14 years old, they will do things that they subsequently greatly regret.
Yes, I've interviewed a couple of people who've done
Oh, God.
What the fuck is this fucking backdrop, bro? What is this? Okay, like, I was not ready for that. I was not ready for this. What the fuck? Okay, we gotta enhance this. What the fuck is he wearing, dude? Like, why is Jordan Peterson always wearing the most randomest, like, cartoony Dr. Seussian fucking shit, bro? Like, what? Oh my god, I was not ready for this, like, weird, like, dystopian, like, cyberpunk weird vibe, but, like, a clown and a Lex Lutherian fucking nerd, you know, alien fucking, like, talking to each other. Like, oh god.
You didn't know it was Jordan Peterson?
I thought it was just him giving a talk. Look at that Cybertruck fucking logo. It looks like something a 6-year-old would draw on the side of their fucking dad's truck and get in trouble for.
Dude, for real, this is like straight up something like a fucking first grader would make. Like, this is like something that, like, you know, first grader would look at and be like, dude, look at that, like, anarchist, like, punk bro over there, dude. I want to be like him. And then they grab, like, a crayon and they, like, draw on their mom's car. Like, that's basically what I'm, like, looking at right here, bro. It's like, or drawn on, like, the window of the school because they want to try to be, like, a rebel because they saw, like, you know, some punk bro in a movie once or some shit.
Yeah, it's fucking absurd. Dude, that subreddit, by the way, Cyberstuck, is one of my favorite things, dude.
Oh my god.
Are
oh, holy shit, dude. That is my favorite subreddit lately. Like, it used to be public freakout for a while. Well, sometimes. It was kind of ebb and flow. I mean, because sometimes, you know, every now and then, you'll go in there one day and it's just mostly just kind of weird, just kind of lame shit. But then there'll be, like, a day or even a couple days where it's just, like, fucking bangers, you know? So it's like, I mean, I kind of like that one. I kind of like the Jumping Spider subreddit / also the Spider subreddit because honestly, 90% of the time people are just posting jumping spiders, you know, and shit like that. And frankly, jumping spiders are adorable as fuck. So, I mean, can't really complain about that. I mean, they're really cute. But also the history porn subreddit too, because that's basically like once a day we're going to post something that's historic, you know, and that's just like, oh shit, that's kind of fucking dope. That's dope. So I'd say that would be my favorite subreddit, maybe, you know, with the ebb and flow of the public freakout one. But now lately, it's that Cyberstuck, dude, because that shit, it's just like, man, seeing, you know, the people are like, oh, Elon Musk, the Cybertruck, and then they get it, and they're like, oh. They're like, oh, well, this sucks.
Apart at the seams, bro.
Their sales actually aren't as bad as you would think, too.
No, the sales are great, but like people are, it's like almost instant regret when people buy them because they're like falling apart, they get wet and rusty.
Rag roots,
like,
dude.
You crash them and you can't have your car for over a year because the parts are all back ordered.
Right. They fought the libs though, Paul. So there's that.
They did own the libs.
That looks like
we have to own the libs and buy a Cybertruck.
You know what, dude? I gotta say it again, bro. The Cybertruck looks pretty dope from the front, from straight on. Looks pretty dope from the side. I like the cyberpunk kind of aesthetic, but from the
I mean, honest, I'll grant it looking like it on the side of it, but the front of it just looks fucking, I don't know, lame. Doesn't even really look that good, and then the back of it's just redonkulous, like absurd. In fact, it just straight up looks like a literal dumpster. Like the back of it just straight looks like a dumpster.
It looks like it's got its drawers down around its ankles.
You guys see the thing where there's the dumpsters in the back of it, like an 18-wheeler, and it was like people literally like thought there was like if you just looked at it and glanced, it looked like it was a bunch of Cybertrucks, dude.
No, dude, I read a story that raccoons are breaking into Cybertrucks.
Raccoons rise up, dude. Nature rise up, baby. I'm all for the raccoons, baby, dude. I love it. Same thing for the orcas, the capybaras. In like southern American countries, where all like, boy, these rich boy fucking private golf courses and gated community lawns and shit. And we're just gonna kind of like vibe and just kind of chill and eat up all the grass and swim around in their like little golf ball pools and shit like that. And all the rich yuppies are all like, no, this sucks. And it's like, fuck these weird little oversized rodents. And it's like, fuck you. It's like, let the capybaras do their thing in peace, you bastards. Same thing with the orcas. And same thing with, the fucking raccoons, bro. Respect our trash pandas.
And people think that it's because they think it's a dumpster.
I will honestly grant that. I bet they do. And also, like, I mean, we were mentioning that story the other day, and we're looking at it, like, with some of the bite marks. Like, they straight up almost, like, shoot through it, like, why can't I get through this dumpster? You know what, fuck this. And they just kind of move on eventually. But it's just, like, it's so funny that, like, raccoons are trashing up fucking cyber trucks, bro.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, Taylor showed me. I have to fucking find the video. But it's like I'm like, is that a bunch of cyber trucks? And it's like, she's like, no, it's a bunch of dumpsters. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you had like watch it again. You kind of, it's like, dude, the back of a cyber truck does look like a dumpster.
Yeah, it looks like it's taking a dump, bro.
So, so I think you during.
Is he having a Joe Biden moment? What the fuck was that? Was he having a straight up like Joe Brandon moment? Like, what the fuck was that, dude? Huh? it's
when is Elon gonna realize that nobody be taking him seriously, dude? When is that gonna
there
happen?
seems to be like a lot of weird people that do. But...
That is strange.
It
I
is
take him
so
seriously
strange.
as like a strange Edward Nygma / Lex Luthor type of figure, but with way more autism. You know what I mean? Like, I take him seriously as that because I do think this guy is playing games. He's a billionaire. He's bored. He bought Twitter because he was bored. He likes fucking with people on there. I
mean, honestly, I feel like that's just kind of the modus operandi. I feel almost he's a yuppie, rich, South African billionaire, fuckboy, basically, and has like nothing better to do with his time. And that's basically what he does. Like, he doesn't give a shit. Like, he just wants to be a silly little fucking, like, 12-year-old edgelord online. That's kind of, just, like, do weird, like, like, basically the equivalent of what seems like a lot of sixth grader kind of, like, antics that I would do growing up. But if I had, like, fuck you money, basically, and I was an adult, like, it almost just kind of seems like that. And I really feel like that is kind of what's going on. At least, maybe not to its ultimate root, but I think, that's like one of the major like driving forces, behind all of it.
You guys have heard this like insane conspiracy theory that he's got an AI that sounds like him that he's trained up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as you know, Elon works on Grok and in AI research and shit.
He's been involved in it for a long time.
And I've been like watching more Destiny recently, and Destiny talks to Elon, and I watched the whole thing because it's a really like strange thing for Elon to sit down and talk to a streamer. Mm-hmm. And then later on, everybody was like, "Paul, that wasn't Elon. That was this impersonator guy." Well, I looked into it, and it turns out like most people think that Elon has made up this impersonator guy or works with him so that he can use his account. So that if he gives an interview, he can have plausible deniability if he gets caught with his pants down or says something that would affect Tesla's stock price. You know what I mean?
And weirdly enough, I was kind of talking about this the other night, but like there is like that's what I was kind of initially trying to explain because like that's just the first layer of this weird thing about that because. It's like, because honestly, with this whole AI thing and knowing what like Elon Musk likes to get into with that type of shit, I do kind of think there is like, a sense of, like honestly, like a sense of trying to like, hide, a sense of accountability for what he says. I mean, because there's a lot of different things that he's done where like, a lot of his like Tesla stock prices and shit like that would drop. You know, a lot of investors will pull out, stuff like that. It wouldn't necessarily be like the end all be all, obviously, but you know, he doesn't like that. He wants to, you know, try to maximize as much, you know, revenue stream as possible. Obviously, he's a rich fucking, you know, venture capitalist freak, you know, just like the rest of them. You know, so I mean, so for me, I feel like it really is just like a way to avoid accountability for wacky shit he might want to say. You know, whether he is actually saying it or like put his like like kind of like id and thoughts, you know, into this AI or you know or whatever the fuck. Like he's using it as kind of like an outlet so he can kind of get away with saying what he wants to say without actually being the person saying it. It's like, and which is so weird, but I mean, in a way, it makes sense. I mean, it's like, because it's like if you want to say wacky shit, but you can't, just have a, you know, it's like having a double, you know, it's like having like, you know, a body double basically. But instead of having an actual body double, you have someone, you know, generate AI for you, you know, and just like have it all online basically, like with the Twitter Spaces shit. So, it makes sense to me. But apparently, you know, it goes like extra layer deep, you know, apparently, where that isn't even necessarily like the surface. I'm just like, what?
And so, like, that's level, but like, I talked to Destiny about it just to confirm that. And he was like, yeah, but that's level 1 of the conspiracy. He was like, level 2 is that Elon is into this Grok shit. Mm. And he's training an AI language model that sounds like him. He's like, if you go back and listen to it, there are times where it sounds more AI-ish. Like it'll say things that it sounds like it's programmed to say.
Mm-hmm. You know, I gotta like listen to that because like I haven't listened to Destiny's not Elon Musk talk, and I kind of want to just on the virtue of just like wondering like where is that coming from? And like, cause it's just so weird. I mean, it's like I haven't looked into it yet, just because it's not really necessarily like something I want to like put a lot of time into, but definitely want to at least skim around it and maybe see if anyone's like timestamp like odd points where they think it might be AI or some shit. You know, just maybe skim around and then just like listen to actually almost talk and then just, you know, go from there and just kind of see whether there is some merit to it or not.
Like the fact that it couldn't resist.
I mean, to be honest, though, I mean, this motherfucker looks like an AI-generated alien human. Like, I mean, good lord. I mean, so, I mean, he already looks AI-generated, so I don't know.
He made some stupid rocket fuel analogy, Destiny did. And it's like the robot, like the AI bot that he thinks it is, couldn't resist but run with the rocket fuel analogy because it knows that Elon Musk likes to talk about rocket fuel, even though it made no sense for him to start doing it. There was like moments like that. If you go back and watch it, you start to question whether or not we're already in a post-truth world to the point where like now a billionaire can just have a fake him out there talking to people. Cool.
Why are you willing to make this an issue? Do you think?
Shouldn't that question be thrown back at you, Jordan Peterson? Because this is pretty much like meant to be about because like this is gonna lead up to outside of their little storylines. This is leading up to like basically Elon Musk, you know, again showing his good old family values when it comes to his daughter. Well, he thinks son, but doesn't see it like that anymore, but for a different reason. And I mean, I don't want to necessarily spoil too much, but it's like. But Jordan Peterson's also a part of that whole, like, broader, like, oh my god, the woke moralists, the woke mind virus, blah. Like, he's in that crowd. I mean, he's one of the perpetrators of this fucking shit. He's, like, one of the, like, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, basically, when it comes to that shit. Like, I mean, so, you know, like, that should be, you know, thrown back at you there, Peterson. You fuck. Like, it's you, you know, and your ilk are the ones that are, like, overly obsessed with this shit and, like, make it a problem and have a fixation over this type of stuff. Like, when it comes to, like, you know, wokeism or whatever. Like, when it comes to someone being trans or not.
I mean, well, it sort of like the nameless issue.
It happened to one of my older boys, where I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys, Xavier. This is before I had
socially tricked. You want to talk about socially tricking people? Or being socially tricked by people? Really?
Any understanding what was going on. And we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion. I was told, Saber might commit suicide.
That's another thing that makes me think it might have been an AI talking to Destiny too, is because he's like way less lucid here than he was talking to Destiny. Like the cadence and the accent and everything are exactly the same, but I don't remember him being like,
I mean, he's kind of like that a lot of times. Like, the only time he really isn't that much is when he gets heated, and even then he does it a lot. It's like was, when that one, I forgot his name, but like when that one journalist is like, hey, what do you have to say about your advertising on one part? He's like, well, there's only one thing I have to say. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Like, I mean, like there will be a point where he can actually kind of get a cadence going, but even then you'll still kind of stutter a little bit. So it's like, I mean, that's like honestly one thing I know. Look, I'm guilty of doing some stutters myself. And, but like shit. I mean, honestly, I think everyone does it occasionally, right? Like, I mean, I think it's kind of like, part of being human. It just happens every now and then. But like, this dude just straight up like can't go a sentence without doing it. It's just like, bro, is it that hard to like, speak? Like I do it sometimes. It happens occasionally, but shit, bro. Like, I mean, it can't be that hard.
Yeah, that's how he talks. The first time I saw him sit down was when he did the Joe Rogan shit, and I'm like, that's kind of the first time I was kind of like, why do people worship this guy so much? Like, I know he smoked some fucking weed and shit on that show, but it was like,
you know what? I bet it's because I bet a lot of the Elon Muskrat sims are probably like, oh well, the fact that he's being like, about. It just kind of sits there quietly, being boring as fuck, basically for the most part. I bet they think that's like, oh, well, that's him being like pontificating and being a deep intellectual and thinking about stuff. It's like, no, he's not. He's just trying to think about how to like use words because the dude's a fucking moron. He's basically had a, platinum spoon, an emerald, spoon mined, from a slave, from one of his, mines itself, from one of the finest emeralds in his like, most enriching mine or some shit. Like, got one of them emerald spoons in his mouth, just being like, I don't have to do anything or work for anything or, read up on anything because I'm a rich fuck. I can do whatever I want. Like, that's basically just him in a nutshell. So it's like this idea that, like, this whole fucking thing of, him being like this pontificating intellectual is just so fucking silly to me, dude. It's so silly. Like, I mean, because even where some people might be like, well, he's a fucking moron about a lot of stuff, including social issues stuff, but, I mean, you have to give it to him, space facts about, but it's like, no, I won't even give him that. Because you want to know why? Because, the main reason why those companies got built up the way they did was because of the fucking workers and engineers and shit that, made it so those fucking, rockets would work and, would launch up and, every time they failed, tuned them right to make sure they, got a better result the next time and all that shit. Which is cool stuff. But, you want to know who I'm like, damn, that's cool shit. You want to know who I'm like, cool, thanks, you want to know who I'm saying that to? I'm saying that to the fucking people that actually built and actually put their fucking heads to, make that, a thing. Elon Musk being like, oh, well, what if we make a rocket that comes back down on Earth? It's like, well, you're not the first one to think about that, genius. Like, that shit's been researched for quite a long time. It's just that the technology and, and like the mechanisms to really kind of get that, there weren't really there yet. Because the initial first results, weren't exactly very satisfactory, to really, invest a lot of money into that shit. I mean, at least at that time, which I think when that stuff was first being tested, it was, I think, in the early 90s, I believe. Like, I think late 80s, early 90s, somewhere around that time. You can find video of it. Like, there is video of, like, this weird little, like, pyramid-esque, like, cone-looking, like, rocket. Because they're initially just trying to test out the whole process itself to see if it would actually work. Just so they can maybe make it on a bigger scale. But they never really could get, like, a lot of the, nooks and crannies of, like, and the flaws, weeded out and shit at the time. And because, like, there was a lot of problems with, like, funding and budget cuts and all this other shit, they couldn't quite get enough money to, like invest into different things that would probably help with that. Because a lot of government at that time was just like, well, we're not getting results, so fuck it. Like there's not really much of a reason, to continue doing this when there's a bunch of other projects that, the government at that time was investing in. It was a rare time where, like, it was like probably the last time where NASA actually was like doing some really cool shit. Like, honestly, because there were like a fuckload of different, projects that NASA was contracted and tied with. Some of it for military reasons, and a lot of it for just, other various, tests like, supersonic research, like hypersonic research, and shit like that. Whatever the fuck. There was a lot of stuff going on during that time. It's actually pretty cool to read up about. But like the point being though, it's like the idea that like Elon Musk somehow like the originator or like the master of like getting this shit figured out is fucking kind of ridiculous. It's like people have been doing this type of shit for a while now, but it only took the right amount of money to pretty much get that done. You know what? Maybe that's pretty much the only thing that Elon pretty much has going for him is the fact he had fuck you money to have a company, to have something where, with or without the government could do that. That's pretty much all he's really got going for him. But it's like, at the end of the day, still, it's like those people are going to be able to, the engineers, the rocket scientists, etc. They're still going to be able to get that shit figured out, whether it was with SpaceX, Virgin, Atlantic, or whatever the hell that, like Virgin Rocketry or whatever, the Richard Branson fucking company, that guy. Or fucking Bezos's, with Blue Origin or shit. It's like, whether it was SpaceX or not, like, they were going to probably get that shit done and figured out because it was just, like, pretty much one of the few next steps of, space exploration and, like, technology development because it was already going on, like, 30 years ago. Probably longer than that. Probably, like, for 40 or 50 years, but, the actual budget to actually kind of put that into physical work and shit didn't really come in until about the late 80s, 90s. So... I mean, it's just like, it's so ridiculous. Like, the idea that, like, Elon's, like, some sort of, like, like, scientist, like, technocratic, God King or some shit is just so fucking silly to me.
It takes a really long time to say
He didn't even
any
feel
fucking
the
thing.
weed, bro. He fucking took a mouth
Puffed.
hit.
Yeah, he puffed. He didn't. Yeah, I agree.
That was a lie right from the
It's
outset.
interesting though that it's like Elon's like they bamboozled me. It's like isn't Elon known for being like this visionary genius? So it's
Well,
like
if the trans agenda can trick him,
yeah, the one time he's one taken out.
who can't they trick, Scotty?
The insane trans ideologist showed
They can use psychic powers to basically mind, wash you a little bit and then trick you. Socially trick you.
and just look, Elon, if you don't do this,
Yeah, Paul,
world
you're
is
good.
dead.
Bro, I think the level one of the conspiracy is almost certain because it's too brilliant. It's like almost Andy Kaufman-esque. It's like, let me work with this dude who's really good at impersonating me and work out with him behind the scenes, contract him to let me use his account on X when I talk to people so that there's plausible deniability and the Tesla stock doesn't drop, right? That's brilliant. I think that's smart.
And I honestly think that's probably, to kind of bring back to that part, that weird conspiracy thing about the AI shit. I think that's the likelihood and honestly makes sense. Because, I mean, if he does want to, like, hurt his revenue streams, that's the way to do it.
I don't think he's probably the first person to do shit like that. So, but maybe at this level he is, but I think that's...
Hasn't there been, like, a few of these, like, kind of billionaire types or, like, rich people in the past that have done stuff like this? Because I know, wasn't there, like, a Roman emperor that would, like, pretend to be, like, a peasant or some shit and, like, wander around the streets and, like, hit up the bars and shit like that, with people and just, like, hang out with the populace, just pretending to be, like, a commoner? Like, I mean, that isn't, yeah, I mean, that certainly is not an unusual thing. Though with AI, though, oh my god, it's going to be a lot more harder to discern what actually is, like, a real thing or not with it. At least when it comes to shit like this. When these type of people actually do take advantage of it. Like, I mean, it's one thing when it's used against them, I suppose, but, like, then there's another when they're, like, the ones taking advantage of it. Being like, oh, I could use this to say wacky shit and not be held accountable? Interesting.
A super deep conspiracy. The AI shit, it's dependent on how advanced you think language models are, right? If you think that we're seeing pretty close to the cutting edge, then it probably isn't true. because it was way closer to like conversational than any other bot that I would have ever seen, right? But if we're 3 or 4 generations behind what is being developed, which I think is the truth, then there might be a fucking Elon AI, dude. It's plausible, if not probable, right? So,
I mean, I think it's
I'm pretty sure his voice is already deepfaked anyway, so I mean, there's already kind of a implication, and frankly, I think at least a meritable reason to justify thinking that is a thing.
To be honest, if it's not, then
what the fuck is this guy wearing, dude? Like, I can't get over his weird. What the fuck is that? What the hell? I actually am now just starting to look at it. Or is that like Eastern Christian Orthodox, like fucking like stained glass paintings for a vest? What the fuck does Jordan? What in the fuck is up with his fits, bro? Like, his jackets are the most insane, comical, supervillain, weird shit I've ever seen, dude. What, like, the... Just look at this guy, man. What the fuck is this dude? Like, seriously, what is this fucking freak? Looks like if the Joker went to rehab and became I guess, an East Orthodox Christian. Not just a Christian or a Catholic. He's not a convert on any of that. No, he's a convert to, like, fucking Orthodox Christianity, bro. Which, honestly, when it comes to converts, you know, like new rebirthed, you know, newborn, like, Christians, the Catholics and the Orthodox reborn Christians are the worst. Straight up the worst. Because, honestly, and I'm sure you probably noticed the pattern before, they tend to be pretty far fucking right when they are hella far right.
It's a matter of time, because why would some billionaire not want that? You know, oh, I have the perfect answer every time, you know? Oh, this person's trying to trap me in something, you know, I have the perfect pivot away from that.
yeah.
No reliable clinician ever believed that. There was never any evidence for that. And also, if there's a higher suicide rate, the reason is because of the underlying depression and anxiety, and not because of the gender dysphoria. And
that comes with the gender dysphoria due to social oppression that makes them dysphoric, including the fact that their body is going through, you know, puberty and development that doesn't adhere to what they feel like, you know, they are on the inside with how they identify as. You fucking moron! Oh my god, I hate how people can't be like, oh yeah, anxiety, depression. Well, hey, you know, sometimes, you know, that might be tied to something. You know, it's like, no, it's just a separate thing. You know, just figure it out. Why don't you just suck it up? You know, kind of thing. It's like, what? Like, usually that is tied to other factors. Like, and frankly, especially when it comes to depression and anxiety, those are very common diagnosed ailments and shit, because frankly, you know, most people tend to, you know, in one way, shape, or form, whether maybe in a moment or maybe for a day or two, deal with, like, anxiety or deal with being depressed for a little bit. That, you know, that's not exactly an uncommon thing for just any fucking person to deal with. Now, that, and the reason why there are diagnoses of that, because some people deal with that more clinically than others. Where it's like, oh, I'm feeling a little anxious because I'm about to talk to this girl on the first date, you know, and, you know, I'm actually not too sure what to say. You know, it's like, I mean, you know, like, you know, people having like a little momentary anxiety is one thing, but there's a reason why there's a clinical anxiety, because people, you know, that have those diagnoses tend to not just have anxiety like that, but they also have anxiety of like, oh shit, what if this happens, you know, when I go to work? Oh shit, what if, you know, I go, you know, here, but then something happens on the way, like this, like, you know, where there's like catastrophizing going on and shit, basically. Like, there's a lot of other fucking factors that lead to it where it is, hey, hence in the name, clinical. Hence clinical anxiety. And hence why that's a diagnosis with anxiety disorder. Now, for, you know, in a lot of cases, it can be, you know, a solvable issue in a way, or at least heavily mitigated to the point where it's, you know, manageable. You know, to where it's not really much of a diagnosis anymore because of, you know, the ways that you can manage it. But at least that's also one example of it. I mean, it's just like, shit. There's, you know, a whole fucking, like, you know, like, spectrum when it comes to these type of things. You know, for some people, it is just kind of a clinical, like, common, struggle and shit. For me it is, but hey, it's manageable for me in a lot of ways. For others, it ain't. And for those that deal with gender dysphoria and aren't able to get treatment, or at least have like some basic social acceptance and social normalization of their gender identity, shocker, that's probably going to create a lot of fucking anxiety and depression too. Find it a whole episode. Don't feel at least I watched on Brave, so I didn't contribute a single dollar of ad revenue to that huckster fuck. Also, remember that article I kept mentioning? Well, I got tired of waiting to hear back from someone, so I wanted to post on Medium in my subreddit. Nice.
Damn clinician knows that too. And they're too cowardly to come out and say it.
So basically, like, let me just tell you guys, like, what he
the
just
enormous consensus in the industry I used to work in is just a total smokescreen and lie.
He's basically saying it doesn't exist, that all clinicians of any worth or merit.
I'm trying to think of how to articulate how stupid this is. It's like saying, you don't have anger issues because you're long job and low pay. You're angry because of your anger issues. Yeah, it's almost like kind of like a reciprocal fucking like Earl Bros of an argument. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure it's the first thing. Yeah, no shit, exactly. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like, the things that I'm actually angry and describing and stuff. It's like, or being anxious or depressed. But like, no, I'm pretty sure those might actually be the reasons, and maybe those are the root, to the problems, and maybe that needs to be addressed. Nah. You're depressed just because you say you are and you feel like it, so maybe you shouldn't feel like being depressed, bitch. It's like, what? It's like, that doesn't work like that.
Which I don't know what standard that is. And fucking
the standard of Jordan Peterson, I guess.
Right. I wouldn't even know what to say that standard was, knowing this fucking guy. Yeah. But let's just say that he gets to apply that standard. Then he disagrees with 99% of the medical establishment that has any authority on this subject.
And he does, because Jordan Peterson and Elon Muskrat are fucking morons. They're fucking morons.
So, he's the crazy outlier that makes wild claims and wild prescriptions about this.
And is probably, at this point, could be clinically considered insane, as far as I'm concerned. Like, Jordan Peterson could legit probably be considered clinically insane, and, if it was actually diagnosed like that, and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Right? People are not measured by one thing. They're measured by the totality of their diagnosis. So you saying that underlying depression and anxiety linked to gender dysphoria are what are killing people, and not the gender dysphoria that was the initiation of the underlying depression and anxiety, you fuck stain. It just goes against basic, simple fucking, like, common sense, let alone the medical community. So what he just said there is complete cope. Completely wrong. And the fact that this is a PhD sitting there talking that shit leads me to believe that there needs to be more fucking licensure of PhDs. There needs to be more heavy scrutiny on somebody that's running around with a license of doctor. Because what he just said is strictly against medical science.
He's like a psych dealer. He's not a psychiatrist.
It's as if the socioeconomic issues on the country affects how many cases of depression would be seen, turn the fuck around. Again, the condition itself is more chemical, but I think it would be way less. Yeah. I think it would, because people will feel a little bit more comfortable and feel less stressed and anxious, and thus, become depressed because of feeling hopeless and all this other shit. I think people, it would be basically like a whole domino effect. Like, given enough time, I mean, yeah. Like, and probably wouldn't be like that, but, give it like literally a year. If that, like, give it like 6 months and you will see a massive turnaround pretty quick. Like, legitimately. Like, people will feel like they were able to, like, maintain rent, maintain their homes, like, get a home, even if they have to rent, like, and all sort of shit. Like, I mean, just with that off the bat, and, having that level of comfortable stability, just that alone releases a lot of anxious stress and depression off of people because of, like, feeling hopeless, like, oh fuck, I'm behind on this and that with the bills and this and like, just that alone. I mean, it might still be like, oh well, I still need to figure out, groceries and shit. Fuck. I mean, there might still be a lot of that other shit, but the fact that all that other stuff, would be lifted off would, be a massive fucking, like, concrete break off of people's shoulders.
psychologist. So there's way less of a standard there than if he was a
He's
practicing medical
not a
doctor.
PhD. He's a PsyD.
Yeah, I believe that's what he has. Like, I think he has a master's degree. I'm not sure if he has a PhD.
I mean,
I
a
don't know what
PsyD
it's in.
is the psychiatry equivalent of a
Well,
PhD.
psychiatry is a medical degree, so you have to go to medical school to become a psychiatrist.
Right.
And I don't believe Jordan. I know Jordan Peterson is not a medical doctor.
So he's a psychologist then.
He's a psychologist, correct? Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Right, and so and then we end up in exactly when I saw that lie start to propagate, it just made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. It's like, I see. So you're telling parents that unless they agree to this radical transformation, that their children are going to die, and you think that's moral, and you think that's
Well, I mean, I doubt it's ever presented like that. You think?
And also, there's no child that's died over this shit, you fucking freak. Like, what the fuck? I mean, like, oh, if you don't do this, then they're just gonna die. Like, no. Like, I mean, the whole idea is that, like, preventing them would. I guess maybe that's what he's trying to say. It's just like, oh, well, you're persuaded and socially tricked to think if they don't do this just because, like, if they go into the doctor and think, oh, well, I just want to be a girl for a day, which that's not how that fucking shit works, you fuck stain. Like, you weird Orthodox church-looking fucking cathedral jacket-wearing fuck bag. Like, that's not how that works. And also, like, no one's saying that, oh, they're just gonna die if you don't. They're saying that, like, hey, they will probably, deal with a lot of anxiety, depression, and probably be ostracized because they, are going to feel a certain way, about how they identify as, and it's better for having social and, HRT and other different, treatments, until they're old enough to get a surgery, to minimize these type of problems because it would lead to a very healthier development of their, upbringing and shit like that. And if a parent gives enough of a fuck about the those issues, they would abide by that and be like, yeah, I want the best for my child, and even if I don't completely understand it, which I don't expect that parents that realize that their kids are diagnosed with X, Y, or Z, whether it's gender dysphoria, autism, whatever the fuck it is, I don't care what it is. Like, I don't expect a parent to immediately know what the hell it is right off the bat, but it's like, but to at least be understanding and accepting, at least learn, especially with their doctors, and their child with this type of shit, is honestly a lot more of a healthier thing. I mean, it's like, my mom, like, I love my mom, and she's got some flaws and stuff, but one thing where she didn't was when she found out that I was diagnosed autistic, or she was like, oh, well, this is why my son, and also my dad, this is why my husband acts like this sometimes, that's where the correlation is, and, because my dad, funny enough, was diagnosed like a few days or a week after I was. Because they're like, oh, he has this because there has to be certain genetical factors. And they, test the mom, and she didn't even come close. She had, a few other diagnoses, and I think had those on record anyway. So they're like, okay, well, that, we already kind of knew that. And, but they're like, well, what about him? Because he didn't have anything. So they're like, okay, we'll diagnose you. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, this clicks, like almost like two peas in a pod kind of shit. And honestly, he comes in the background all the time, and especially if you saw each other, he would look like, like pretty much like a 6-year-old mini me, pretty much. Well, older me, I guess. But, like, at least when it comes to cadence and a lot of other factors, I'm pretty sure, you could probably tell a lot of overlap. I'm pretty sure, like, our tone of voices are relatively the same. There's a lot more down here, though. He's kind of like more mumbly and grumpy and grouchy in that way, but I mean, I still got the youth voice, so I'm like, I take care of my voice a little better than he does. Because his singing is straight up like, like, it's literally that. It's like, because I've heard him sing before, I'm just like, oh god, shut up, please. This is like chalk to ears.
I think it's honestly presented like,
I think they're probably just showing them the information about the suicidality rates among trans.
The clinicians you're talking about, which I guess are quacks in your mind, are not just simply showing that you're not bringing a child in, and the child's otherwise fine, and it's like, by the way, cut off their penis, or they're gonna die.
No, I mean, this idea that it's some quick thing where some kid gets a fucking whim in their head, and they're like, I want to be a girl. And their parents go like, okay, honey, uncritically. take that little kid into the fucking doctor, and the doctor schedules some kind of mutilation of that child's genitals or some kind of immediate hormone dose to block puberty or whatever, is just completely and utterly false. Fear-mongering, bullshit, straw manning, right? What the truth of the matter is that diagnosis.
I mean, honestly, it goes beyond just straw manning. I would argue that it goes into just straight up like scaremongering and fear-mongering and demonizing. Like, I mean, it's not just as simple as a straw man in my mind. Just because of like how far that some of these, I mean, I suppose like Peterson is probably like the closest you can get without literally crossing the edge, but like how some of these like more extreme, voices like preachers and a few others that will literally go out of the way to be like, yeah, we need to basically like, rid of this illness and disease kind of stuff. Basically kind of implying like we need to like eradicate trans people kind of rhetoric kind of shit. I mean, Peterson, frankly, he certainly dog whistles it, but he gets about as close as you can to that type of shit without kind of implying it, basically just straight dog whistling that shit. Because, I mean, that's about like, because I mean, like, that's really what it comes down to, the core root of it all. It's just like, we think this is like, a demonic like sin and, a barbarity and like, some sort of an anomaly and just a freak of nature of man kind of thing. And it ought to be, eradicated or at least, at minimal seen as like, kind of in the circus freak kind of shit. Like that's about like as far as it ever should go kind of shit, basically. It's like let him be in the freak circus show, or just just don't let him exist at all. And that's where a lot of this whole problem, with suicidality and shit comes with trans people, Peterson, because of fuckers like you, and because of your ilk and what you fuckers believe in, you pieces of shit.
Of gender dysphoria typically come as a result of psychiatric intervention. So a child goes to the hospital or ends up in a psychological unit, right? Not because they think they're trans, but because they're having a meltdown. They're having a panic attack. They're having a depressive episode and they're suicidal, right? And then through talking to doctors, that child, after talking to many doctors too, they're not going to get diagnosed immediately. That child will get a diagnosis of gender dysphoria. Then the treatment talks start. Not every diagnosis of gender dysphoria requires hormone treatment. Sometimes social transition is sufficient, right? So it's not like every fucking case is treated uniformly.
That's true. I mean, some people who are trans don't all have like, the sense of wanting to do like a full transition, so to speak. They basically like want to keep like certain aspects of themselves, just because they're okay with it, basically. But they just want to kind of transition in other factors, like like for example, maybe a trans woman still wants to keep her like lady dick, so to speak, which I've heard some trans folks and others trans partners say that it's like I like the lady dick kind of thing, but so I don't know. I mean, so I've heard that before, so I'm assuming it's okay. So fuck off, like whatever. But like I mean, so like some of them still enjoy that, and others do too, in a way. And it's like the gawk, dude. Yeah, you got a cock, and then you got the gawk. Exactly. Yeah. Like pregnant men, girl dicks. Like there's that too, right? Like so. I mean, there's plenty of trans folk, that still hold certain like features of themselves because they don't all want to do a full transition. They want to transition in like a lot of other ways, but don't want to necessarily go the full route. Which, hey, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like that's totally fine. In fact, that's just a part of the journey of understanding your own self, because everyone's got their own journey when it comes to figuring out who they are. And for some people that's being trans, but maybe I don't want to get rid of my dick, kind of thing. Or, maybe I still want to keep my pussy if I, despite being trans, man, because I like, being having the cunt boy kind of thing going on or whatever. I don't fucking know. I mean, whatever floats boat kind of thing. I mean, that's how I've, even before understanding a lot of this shit, that's how I've always kind of felt about it, like whatever floats your boat, kind of thing. But, especially now, like, understanding all of it, it's like, yeah, and, especially if a lot of the, potential reasons as to why maybe people, feel that way. It's like, yeah, like, it's totally understandable. I might not get, like, every tiny little detailed nuance about all of it, but, at this rate, who gives a fuck? Like, I mean, the point being is just being accepting and understanding that, yeah, people feel this way sometimes, and that's okay. Have the outlets and resources available for them to be able to transition or, get whatever treatments they need, and just whatever, It's like, because really, who gives a shit? Like, I mean, goddamn. Like, it should never really be a problem. I never thought, like, because growing up, like, there never really was this hardcore culture war shit, and, like, it was kind of there a little bit, but there, but it was mostly because of, like, the gay marriage argument. Like, it was kind of mostly focused around that. Like, a lot of this whole idea about, like, certain kinks or people's identities or gender, questionability and stuff like that wasn't really on the forefront yet. But even then, like, as a teenager, like, growing up, like, even me and my mom would have, like, these little weird back and forths, because at this point she kind of knew I was a furry, when I was going for high school, so she would legit talk to me about these things a little bit, and I would just be like, well, because some people just, adhere or identify more with that type of stuff because they like it more. Like, because she was asking, it's like, someone who just doesn't get out of something, it's like a cult, basically. And I'm just like, Mom, being a furry ain't, and I would experience, like, because if someone's like gay, is being gay a cult? And she'd be like, well, no. And I'm like, well, neither is this. It's just like, I mean, it's just not a sexual identity or anything like that. It's just, it's just kind of like a more arbitrary identity kind of thing, right? Like, so it's, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, it's having a job as a cult. Yeah, and honestly, I didn't really think about it at the time, but in hindsight, I'm like, well, if, believing in God and being a Christian, going to church is something you can't necessarily get out of and leave, aren't you in a cult? Like, I should have thrown that back at her. But what are you gonna do? I was like fucking, I don't know, like 13 or some shit. I don't know, so whatever. Forgive me for being a fucking little ignorant kid. I guess it kind of shows that I was always kind of a political brained, little dork, even before I really got into politics. Before even understanding politics from the get-go and shit like that, I was already getting into it. Having these weird little debates with my mom. And that was also before I came out as bi to her as well. But, which, I don't want to really get stun-locked too hard. But, I mean, I suppose it's related to this topic, but, I mean, whatever. I mentioned the story before, so, I mean, it's not a big deal. But, I mean, the point being, though, it's just like, a lot of these, like, kind of Christians and shit, kind of, especially people like Jordan and shit, there's, like, a really major sense of, like, conformity, that's needed. And also, I guess, to kind of tie into what I was just mentioning about my mom earlier, I'll at least, kind of bring it back to that a little bit. Like, there's kind of a reason why they'll project certain things like, oh, it's a cult, or you're being socially tricked, like Elon said, or this or that. Like, there's kind of a reason why they use certain phrases, too, because they're projecting that. I mean, I know it's kind of like beating a dead horse, because I know a lot of, people in the left sphere, like, I know actual Jake Vosh, like, how, like, a lot of people, including, I know the guys here on DFF, like, they always say, oh, they're projecting, but the thing is, it's just fucking true, though. I mean, they got fucking crazy, weird hangups, whatever they are, sexual, political, or otherwise. Usually a lot of their politics tend to be tied to their weird social/sexual hangups and insecurities. And, like, it's just like, and it gets projected onto everybody else. And it's like, oh, you're all the ones doing this. Like, no. If anything, you're the ones doing it and causing problems for everybody else. So, like, I mean, you're one to talk, fuck boy. It's like, good lord. I mean, it'd be more kind of funny, to a certain hand, and kind of, just kind of silly and dismissive, if it wasn't so influentially destructive, Like, it ain't like the old, like, 2014 secular talk era where it's like Kyle reacting to, like, a right-wing wash clip of, like, some crazy preacher being a dumbass, It ain't, it ain't the old days anymore.
On the spectrum of treatments for gender dysphoria, which has been diagnosed and verified, is hormone replacement, and for old.
Honestly, okay, I hate to stun lock it, but we'll actually maybe fast forward to maybe this, so we'll put a pin on it. But I just want to ask, and you think I'm right, but I have a take. I don't think it's a hot take, but I do have a take though. Maybe it might be a hot take, but do you think there are a lot of reasons why people are all about like Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris, like including not really all the way, but I don't know, maybe like a quarter, 25%, on the Kamala Harris train. I'm only a quarter of the way on. Like I'm hanging on the side, like one of the guys in India, just kind of chilling on the train. I'm like kind of on halfway on it. So once it starts slowing down and it starts rolling up on the station, and I didn't pay for my fare, I could just like bloop, jump off. It's like, oh, it's about to reach to the election day train and bloop, jump off. It's like I'm kind of on that route. Desensitization. Well, here's my take. Do you think a lot of people are on the Kamala Harris train because they kind of want to have that, boring Obama era days back? But just do they want like did they want Barack Kamala? Did they want Kamala Obama, dude? Do they want like Obama Harris? Is that what people are really kind of craving? Do you think it's that? People are thinking, holy shit, we might be able to actually have like, some sense of rationality and like an Obama style, like sense of normalcy, quote unquote. Yeah, probably. I mean, I would say that I think it plays at least a major role in it. Yeah, because I would say I don't think it's a leading factor, but I do think it's probably like, if you were to like, say, what is your like, like if you were to describe like the top 5 reasons why you would, are supporting Kamala, what would be the 5 reasons? I guarantee you for a lot of people, they'll be like bringing back normalcy like in Obama's time or something like that. She'll be kind of like Obama or something. Like I guarantee Obama will probably be mentioned one way, shape, or form somewhere on that list, bro. Probably way more often if it's a top 10. What's your top 10 reasons why you'd vote for support Kamala? If it's that, then I guarantee you like 80% of the fucking results would have Obama mentioned somewhere in there. Like dead ass, dude. I would not even be joking. Like I would bet, bro. I put fucking money on that. Maybe someone should do an Ask Reddit for Kamala Harris supporters. What are your like top 5 to top 10 reasons why you're supporting her? Could be any reason, short, long, boom, go. And just let's see what people say. Because I guarantee you, bro, probably would. There, I know you got me food. Ooh, that looks pretty good. I'm the biggest fan of the green beans, so I'll probably give that to somebody else, but, I don't know. What about that? Ooh. I like how you kind of do this whole, like, hey, here's like an entree, and then we give you a dessert. I think most people say not Biden and not Trump. Well, yeah. I think that, dude, that would definitely be probably the top 3. But if we're, like, but at least when it comes to Obama's name, it would definitely probably be in that, top 10 reasoning. The top 3, or at least top 5 for sure, would definitely be, well, she ain't Biden, she ain't Trump. Which, that's true. Ooh, coconut mommy. Let us see what we can unburden ourselves by what has been, coconut mommy. Ooh.
People surgical replacement, and all of those things, by the way, according to medical professionals who work in this field and study this, have a net benefit overall to people who have gender dysphoria diagnoses versus keeping it from them and treating the underlying depression.
That's so
That's just the truth.
That it's almost incomprehensible. I can't imagine anything worse. I can't imagine a therapist doing anything worse than that, or sitting by idly and remaining silent while his colleagues are doing it.
I can't imagine a therapist doing anything worse than
abiding
I
in
can imagine
situation.
some treatment that reduces
Yeah,
suicidality
unfortunately,
rates. Like, what the fuck are you talking
there's-
about?
He's just so absurd. It's like, I can't stand by while the consensus of what everyone is doing that is normal in science is just doing it. How dare they, those bastards? I actually just want to skip to the peak of this because I just want to get to Elon Musk like saying the hot family values take.
Diagnosis is incredibly evil. I agree.
Yeah,
Let
send
them
them to prison.
kill themselves. Otherwise, that
Wait, hold on. I think we might miss something. Oh shit, hold up. Do we? I think right here.
mutilation of that child's genitals or some kind of immediate hormone dose to block puberty.
Well, look at that, what they say, Elliot Page. No, nay, I shall call her Ellen. Ah, and she has mutilated and destroyed her breasts like some Nazi witch doctor from Auschwitz. How dare she go to such an evil Nazi doctor? The mutilation, the evil depravity. Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who. I can't even do that with a straight face. Dude, he's such a fucking unhinged madman, bro. Dude, I can't even believe that he literally made like an 11-minute video literally going on an unhinged rant about Elliot Page over the fact that he transitioned and, got, gender affirming surgery. It's just like, bro, you fucking actual unhinged maniac. Like, nobody, not even Elliot himself, is fucking obsessed with that shit more than Jordan Peterson, bro. Like, there could literally be 100, the vault in Fallout New Vegas where it's like the Gary vault? That vault, where it's like an army of Gary clones. Like, you can literally have a vault of Elliot Page clones, like, full transition, everything. You can have a whole vault, doing that, but with Elliot Page, and they still will never be as near as obsessed about, the mutilated breasts, or whatever the fuck Jordan said. It's just like, when it came to that rant, like, there would be no way, bro. It wouldn't even get close to, like, a tenth. It wouldn't even get to there, bro. I was just thinking of Fallout like 10 minutes ago. Well, hey, like, great minds think alike sometimes. I mean, a little dated, but, I was just thinking about that Gary vault because of, like, just that scenario. Honestly, imagine an entire vault literally just with, like, 1,000 Elliot Pages, bro. That actually would be a little, like, mind-breaking, a little psychotically insane. I will admit. Not for any reason outside the fact that, like, all of them in the same vault, let alone the same room, like, that would be kind of maddening. I can see why the Gary clone army all are just, like, so psychotically broken that they just attack anything on sight. I can see why. Maybe that's the whole point of the vault, bro. Maybe that's the whole point of that, the psychology study of that vault. Can you actually be in the room or in a vault with just clones of yourself? Are you that much of a sophist? They need to do that with someone who's like an utter sophist and a solipsist and shit, who's just like, me, I'm the only thing in the universe. Like, they need to get, like, Paul's friend, Alex Dejoux, that he talks about, who, like, was a solipsist and shit, where he learned about that from, where, like, he's the center of the universe. Like, they need, the Fallout, like, Vault Tech needed to get one of those motherfuckers for that vault, bro.
It's completely and utterly false. Fear-mongering, bullshit, straw-manning, right? The truth of the matter is that diagnoses of gender dysphoria typically come as a result of psychiatric intervention. So a child goes to the hospital or ends up in a psychological unit, right? Not because they think they're trans, but because they're having a meltdown. They're having a panic attack. they're having a depressive episode and they're suicidal, right? And then through talking to doctors, that child, after talking to many doctors too, they're not going to get diagnosed immediately. That child will get a diagnosis of gender dysphoria. Then the treatment talks start. Not every diagnosis of gender dysphoria requires hormone treatment. Sometimes social transition is sufficient, right? So it's not like every fucking case is treated uniformly. But on the spectrum of treatments for gender dysphoria, which has been diagnosed and verified.
I just kind of realized I might skip too far back. Because evidently someone was said in between here, but I don't think it's the actual kind of peak of it yet anyway. But yeah, I just want to skip to the point where like it's all like just googly-eyed. You know, might skip too far back. Here?
Diagnosis.
Oh, here we go. Cool.
Yeah, it wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs.
Why didn't you
does
research it then?
Yeah, like if you're gonna like.
That's not true, by the way. But yeah, if you're such a brilliant intellectual pondering genius, so why didn't you look it up? You fucking moron! It's called Google. Oh, is Google too woke and would have given you disinformation or some shit? You fucking dingbat.
If you're gonna approve medication for your kid, by the way, that's not even fucking true.
Yeah.
If you're gonna approve medication for your kid, you think you do, especially, I don't know, when you're supposedly one of the foremost geniuses on the face of the earth, maybe do some research about it. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe think about it, right? You're a fucking rocket scientist, aren't you? Right? So
He plays one on TV anyway.
You give children a dose of a hormone that is meant to stop their sexually dimorphic puberty. And you don't realize that means that during that treatment and possibly after it, they're going to have infertility. You don't understand that interrupting puberty.
What is that stupid fucking rag, like, scratching at?
Means that a child will grow up and probably not be fertile.
Well, you know Elon. I mean, he's had so many kids. I think to him, that's probably the biggest thing that honestly upset him.
I was
like, oh, my kids aren't gonna have more kids. There's gonna be more little Elons running around.
That's true. He does have this weird birth.
Yeah, he's like a super pro-natalist, dude.
I was born intersex.
Dude, Elon's got like a weird hyper obsession about that type of shit, which is probably why like he thinks that his daughter, you know, his like biological trans daughter, like his daughter that is biologically related to him, that she does not want anything to do with him, is like totally detached from him anyway. Like it's basically like, my son is dead. Like, because he's going to bring that up pretty much here, eventually, because it's just so ridiculous.
Surgically feminized at birth, though I'm XY. Had a surgery at 16 to create a vagina. Struggled with my gender dysmorphia my whole life. I wonder why. Who are these men to tell me what I am?
Nothing. They're
nothing.
To tell you about.
They are
they're about as worth as the fucking dirt that you step on with your fucking boots. As far as you should be concerned, there, friend.
No, I mean this is the some of the foremost intellectuals that we hear our society.
Creepy retarded billionaire and a drug-addled moron on a power trip wearing a fucking cartoon jacket. This is not two great thinkers laying down the law on you and your identity, dude. You are what you say you are, and if you aren't, then come fucking take it up with you then. These motherfuckers got no prescriptions for you, so don't worry about it.
Anyway.
Thank you for the money.
And so I lost my son, essentially.
I lost my son, essentially.
Fucking really?
I mean, no, you didn't. That's.
Oh, no, let him keep talking.
Yeah, it's even. Hold on, I actually want to fucking play this whole thing.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Here.
All right, yeah, I'll shut up.
Oh, here it is.
Anyway, and so I lost my son, essentially. They call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah,
Right. So the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead.
What?
Your son, he has died. He no longer exists anymore. He has left the realm. His soul has left his physical realm body. Yes. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, my son has died. It's like, well, because guess what? You never had a son in the first place. They were a trans woman. They were their daughter in the first place, you fucking moron. You just don't want to accept that because you're a fucking psychotic freak that probably wants your children to birth like 8,000 little Elon Musk clones like a fucking psychotic, unhinged maniac. Like a fucking unhinged for-profit, endless profit, endless options for renewal, endless production, endless reproduction. Like, you fucking unhinged, actual fucking maniac alien fuckbag. Like, you freak. You AI-generated fucking freak of nature. Get off of our planet, you fucking homunculus. You can't lose a child if you were never even a father in the first place, muskrat. No shit, dude. Man, fuck this motherfucker. And fuck you, too. Would you shut up? I'm running out of things to throw, and eventually... Okay, I'm getting them... Alright, I swear to fucking God, dude. I'm getting an air pellet gun or something, bro. I'm gonna have it on standby, and, like, one of these nights, I'm gonna be just, like, peeping over here in the corner and go... Because these motherfuckers, dude.
No. Deck the halls with retard guts. Oh shit, bro.
Dude, I gotta hear that again.
All right, so the reason it's called dead naming is because
what is he doing? Wait, what the fuck is Paul doing? Wait, hold on. Wait, did I just catch Paul doing something weird?
your son is dead.
What?
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, hold on. Wait, what the hell? That's so weird, dude. Okay, that kind of threw me off guard. It almost looked like Paul's doing.
They call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah,
All right, so the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead.
What? No. Deck the halls with retard guts. Blah, 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 blah. Oh shit, bro. No.
You call it dead naming because your son or daughter is...
It's called dead naming because after you transition, that name is a reminder to you that you were misgendered for part of your life, and it's considered to be impolite and rude and triggering to people who have made the journey to socially and physical or physically transition.
Listen, Paul, that's one interpretation, but I think
Some liberal shit.
I think the better interpretation is
Sounds like a bunch of woke mind virus liberal communism. Some of that cultural Marxist Bolshevism, I tell you what.
person transitions.
I'm sorry, I have tried to expel the R word from my vocab, I really have, but when you hear Elon say what he just did, you can't help it. You already like saying, shut the fuck up, you fucking retard. Dude, why do you think, dude, look, I'm sorry, like, I got a little bit of that 90s, early 2000s Denison-ness in me. Like, I just have kind of given up on the idea of trying to refrain from using it. Like, honestly, I will, like, replace it with, like, you fucking moron. Because, honestly, with the emphasis, like, a good, you fucking moron. Like, dude, like, when you really emphasize that, dude, it just kind of, it just hits sometimes. I mean, that's why I really try to incorporate that. But it doesn't work all the time. You could be like, you fucking moron, or whatever. But, like, it could kind of hit a little bit every now and then outside of that. But, like, it only really, like, hits when, like, you really emphasize, especially with, like, you fucking moron. Like, a real emphasis. But you have to kind of, like, have it in the moment, right? Like, I can't just, like, manifest it. And, like, honestly, what I'm trying to do is really, like, half of what it actually really is in practice. During mentally challenged, it just goes to end up being used the same way. In fact, I think it already is. Yeah, and honestly, I mean, it really is just like an addition of, like, like, of the combo move that you can use on someone. You mentally challenge fucking mushmouth, muskrat-looking wannabe tusk-tooth fucking moron. Like, you could do that, and honestly, that's kind of more creative and powerful in a way just doing that. Even, in half of the energy, than just saying retard. But yeah, the thing is, it's just kind of like, it depends on the moment, so to speak. Like, sometimes, retard is just needed for certain, uses and shit. I mean, honestly, like, I I kind of have to, just be like the blunt, edgy guy, a little bit about it, but it's like, let's be real. When people are saying, like, for example, Elon Musk being a fucking retard, they're not meaning, like, someone who's, like, generally, got some mental deficiencies, shit like that. Like, I mean, that's not what people are saying, obviously. Like, it comes down to the whole point of, like, oh, this person is saying something so stupid that, like, they pretty much have their brain shut off, essentially, when they were saying it, and are a fucking idiot. Like, I mean, that's really just what it comes down to, but saying, oh, well, you're just stupid, you're an idiot, you're a dummy, like, that doesn't really sting like, saying you fucking retard or some shit. Like, I mean, it just doesn't sting as much.
It's death.
Yeah. I mean,
it is not the continuation of your life and happiness. It is death.
My son died, and I don't know. I don't know who this person is anymore. It's like, what are you? If your child is dead to you.
Wait, hold on. I want to say
Uh-oh, retard alert!
Retard alert, class! Yeah, see? 5 seconds. Well, yeah, well... Actually, I think it works pretty well. For, after what Paul just did there. And after Elon Musk's rat... like, I mean, after the Muskrat and after Paul's silliness, I think it worked. Because at the end of the day, that's basically just like, retard alert, class, that's a retard take.
Or you're dead to your child is more like it. It's because you refuse to take your child's back and back their fucking identity at a time.
And also, by the way, when he said that he was socially tricked to sign certain papers, by the way, that's a lie. No, he didn't. His trans daughter, where for her, she, he is dead to her. Not the other way. Well, it's both ways now. Like, that's a two-way street, apparently. You know what? Good. Good for especially her, but for both of them. Like, fuck you, Elon, you piece of scumbag shit, for, trying to, like, even still rake her old dead name and her old, past in the fucking mud because, your son died or whatever the fuck, and you want to virtue signal and pretend you're the fucking victim, and that's so fuck you for that shit. But good on her for, saying that you're dead to her. Because you might as well be. But, unfortunately, I guess that really ought to be the real fucking truth, honestly, instead of just, like a symbolic gesture at this rate, because, like, I mean, having her to be reminded of all this bullshit because your stupid, retarded, dumb fuck mouth wants to fucking, pipe up every now and then, especially over stupid bullshit like this. I'm sure it does her mental health really well when she has to be reminded of your fucking ignorant, stupid, monosyllabic, dumb fuck ass. To fucking, go out there and say shit like this, you fucking parasite, you billionaire wretch. You fucking leech alien upon humanity. Some motherfuckers gotten too comfortable. Yeah, for real. And frankly, I want to bring, like, fucking monosyllabic mongoloid back too, a little bit. Or mongrel as well, a little. But, because frankly, like, this dude looks like, a fucking straight up, like, alien, like, monosyllabic mongoloid fucking dumb fuck moron, dude. Straight up. And as sad as it is, he's a billionaire rich fuck with an emerald mind, by slaved fucking spoon in his mouth, to top it all off. Fucking leech, parasitical alien. Ugh. Fucking disgusting.
Where they needed you more.
What a repulsive creature upon this earth. Where'd you comment above the link? Elon, shut your goddamn mouth, you mentally challenged baboon. Hey, don't insult baboons like that, because even a mentally challenged baboon is more intelligent than Elon. I mean, come on.
Person on the planet to take their back. And what did you do? You stabbed them?
See, now I'm being woke. That's me being woke right there.
Back, you started saying they had the woke mind virus. You started like all this anti-trans shit. That's why you don't have a son or a daughter or whatever you'd want to call that person anymore.
Elon's straight lying. His trans daughter told her aunt not him because she didn't trust him at the age of 16. She cut him out of her life. I wonder why. As an NB, I can't stand this dude.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
I gotta see that stretch goal. We'll see if we
Oh
get
yeah, dude. Well, the
We're
stretch
going,
goal is gonna be big.
Stretch goal is coming, baby.
Killed by the woke mind virus.
Woke mind virus.
You say on the straight face, dude. Killed by the woke mind virus. My son is dead.
Woke mind virus has
By the woke
destroyed their
mind
entire
virus.
sanctity in their
Get the
life.
fuck out of here, Elon. There's no fucking way you believe that. What a fucking disingenuous piece of shit. Killed by the woke mind virus. Get the fuck out of here. How does anyone take you fucking seriously? How the fuck did Okay, number one, props to Jordan Peterson for not laughing, and props to Elon Musk for saying that shit with a straight fucking face.
wonder how many takes it took.
Ready to hear that.
Probably a few.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Is Jordan Peterson about to fucking cry over that?
What a tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that his attempt at looking sad?
Oh.
World's richest man.
Yeah, and there's lots of people-
bamboozled by the trannies.
Doing his best impersonation.
Bamboozled by the Oh my god, bro. Holy shit, dude. Fucking I love me some fucking Scotty every now and then, because dude, he'll just like drop some random shit like that, and it's just the most hilarious thing in the world.
A man who's genuinely sad about something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, this is alien as fuck.
Dude, it is.
The
He is an
rabbit
alien.
goes too. Even Jordan's better at it than you, dude. He knows how to summon up some waterworks. You just look like you're taking a dump in your pants, bro. That's not what people look like when they're sad, Elon. They don't pucker their lips and go, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically, my son was killed by the woke mind virus.
Lots of demolished.
I gotta see that stretch hole.
Oh, shit.
Oh damn! Whoa! Stretch hole, dude. Oh my god! Elon's face is reminding me of something that has been bothering me for years, and I finally got it. Oh god! Whoa! Jesus Christ! Fucking hell! Okay, that is really disturbing.
Come on, let's rally up some fucking emotions here at the beginning. Let's get it started strong. I'm telling you guys, let's get it fucking started strong.
And they did. Because there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. Whoa! Oh, whoa! Hello! Hello! Mommy Milker Mamala Harris. Oh, yo, Dommy Mommy Cowgirl. Oh, damn, I think I found ourselves a good, stub mare right here. Yo, boys. Holy shit, dude. Wait, what is that? Is that the... Wait, what is this?
For you, that I think it's gonna help explain it better than I ever could in words. Okay.
Okay. Hit me with it.
Yeah!
Folks like understand what it means to be American. It's not about a principle stand, that ain't how we do it in this fair land. Leftists are all losers.
Yeah, boys!
All you do is lose.
Amen.
You wanna be a winner, but then it's time you had to choose. Oh, Kamala.
Yeah, boys! That right.
Oh, Kamala. For the red, the white, the blue.
Oh my god, dude, this actually is probably unironic. Dude, if Mamala Harris were to unironically use this song in a campaign ad, I'd be like, alright, I'm voting. What the fuck? This is actually unironically the greatest fucking thing I've actually... This is awesome! I know it's AI generated, but I don't even give a fuck, dude. Dude, this is like what... When people say AI ain't art, show them this, because this is what... When I defend AI art, this is what I mean by AI art. You can't tell that an artist... has something. It just did not have anything to do with this at all. Like, fuck up. Like, yes, they did.
Oh, Kamala, she's the only one we see what this great nation could be if we all let go on. original sin. Let go of the burden of what has been.
Yeah, boy.
Folks like Scotty don't appreciate that Kamala has been picked by fate. Ain't no need to masturbate, just pull that lever and be eight. Leftists are all whiners, that's all they do is whine.
That's true.
If you want to be a doer, then now should be the time. Vote for Kamala is what you gotta do. Vote for Kamala.
All right. Yeah, I'm a simp now. Sorry.
Like the blue. Vote for Kamala. She's the only one who can see what this great nation could be if we all just let go of our.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm assuming TJ wrote these lyrics, and I'm assuming that he's not even in the lyrics at all, but Scotty and Paul are. But I'm not gonna lie, he's a lyricist, dude. TJ actually is a good lyricist. Like, these are legitimately, unironically, some kind of good lyrics. Dude, I bet if I paid TJ $100, be like, yo, make an unironically a pro-labor union song, now, and give it back to me, and I'll make a folk song out of it. Dude, should I do that? Should I, like... I think I will. Next time he does it at Band of Hope, be like, yo. Or if I find him on Discord or some shit, be like, yo, where can I give you $100? Because if I do, would you write up some, like, lyrics or some shit for me? And I'll make a folk song out of it. Because I could. I mean, I got, like, at least a guitar. That's all I really would need. So, I mean, because he really is a lyricist. I'm not even going to lie. Like, he actually does write really decent lyrics. Even though I know this is meant to be a joke.
No sin. Let go of the burden of what has been. Kamala will cancel student debt and rebuild our crumbling roads. Kamala will make the economy boom and inflation implode. Kamala has a special plan to solve every social ill. She'll round the MAGAs into camps, every dissident.
Okay, I vote now. Oh, man. All right, lining up for the polls now.
So vote for Kamala. It's what you gotta do. Vote for Kamala. For the red, white, the blue. Vote for Kamala. She's the only one who can see what this great nation could be if we all just let go of our original sin.
Let go of the burden of what has been. I'm not even gonna lie, those two little lines right there are legit go really good together. If y'all just let go of original sin, I mean, honestly, I think he should have said we'd let go of the burden of what has been. We let go of the burden of what has been. I mean, we kind of have to throw in like a little like twang, to it, but it's already a country song. Twang's already really involved into it too. Well, just let go original sin. We let go burn what has been. It's like, I mean, it still works. It's just one extra little thing, and and if anything, be like more of like the W apostrophe let go, le, we. It's like it's almost kind of like a le instead of like a we let. So but it's still implying like we let go. So you could add a little twang to it, and it'd still work. But other than that, it actually works really well together. Coconut mommy, dude. Ooh, dude, what the fuck? The AI even understood that sometimes they do that last little like... Oh, dude, okay. Dude, I kind of like some of this AI-generated music. Like, I don't know if you've seen it before, but the Obscures Vinyl channel, I love the fuck out of it because, dude, it is right up my alley for, like, edgy, silly satire, like, comedy music. But, oh my god, it's just so great. It's awesome. Like, I know it's AI-generated stuff, but it grooves so well, it really works really well, and it's just so simple, and it's not that long of a song. The songs are usually more than, no more than like 2.5 minutes long. It's really good shit. was gonna say they need to come up with an anti-Trump song, but I think all you need to do is just all you need is this with the words "Dumpy Trump" over and over again.
I got a job following fat people around with a tuba.
Dumpy Trump, 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 Dumpy Trump.
That'll be $60.
Dumpy Trump.
Stop, I have a problem. I got shot in the ear. I have a My Pillow on my ear. Why are you fucking following me?
Dumpy Trump, Dumpy Trump, Dumpy Trump, Dumpy Trump, Dumpy Trump. Dude, Kyle, the freeze frame on Kyle, even though it's unintentional, it looks so perfect. He's like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck, dude?
He was like, oh.
Hopefully you understand now, right?
Look at Paul, holy shit.
Like, that explained it, right? You get it.
Well, it confirmed my suspicions, yeah.
What it confirmed? What it confirmed? What suspicion?
Confirmed my suspicions about what your position was about. Yeah, it confirmed. I now know. I get it now. I was right. I'm glad that my charitable take was better than me just being mad at you today.
What's wrong with you?
My charitable take was TJ's bored as fuck with analysis mode, and he just wants to fucking get out there and rah, 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 and wave the flag a little bit and fucking take part in the fucking national celebration that is Kamala Harris. And he didn't do it. You know what I mean?
He did it in his unique TJ way.
Yeah, he's imagining her with big tits, tight pants, you know what I mean? The whole nine.
You know, I was on the...
Being straight up a little bit of a muscle mommy. You know what's actually kind of wild, bro? Dude, I'm actually convinced that Kamala is straight up kind of a muscle mommy. Dude, my friend Logan, because he was showing off the hubby, because I don't know who the husband was, but bro, like, dude, just look at this photo. Just look at her, bro. Dude, she straight up is low-key muscle mommy, okay? I'm sorry to say, but she is a little muscle mommy status. She is, like, I never saw this side of Kamala, but dude, look at her, bro. She's, like, straight voluptuous. In low-key, in my view, in my perspective, she does have some, coconut mommy mucus. Like, I'm sorry, I mean, she kind of does, bro. And then he got, like, Power Bottom McGee over here. And honestly, you know what? Like, dude, I'm right. Look at his eyes and look at hers. Yeah, switch, but still Power Bottom and all such. Dude, before Logan showed up last night, dude, like, we were going back and forth about this, and I swear to God, dude, we were nailing this shit on the tee. Dude, look at it. Oh, yeah, dude, he's totally a Power Bottom, and she's a dominant mommy. Look at her. She's like, I'm only being submissive and hugging him like this, you know, to make it look like, you know, he's a cute little teddy bear. Which, I bet she thinks that. It's like, yeah, he's a cute, cuddly teddy bear, but he knows his place. I only let the cute, cuddly teddy bear, you know, get a little treat every now and then by, you know, topping occasionally. But only for a night. Maybe a weekend if he's really good. I mean, he definitely is just like, you know, the sub in the relationship for sure. I almost forgot. Behold. So proud of you in this huge accomplishment. There's no more deservingness than you. Really? Not let go of a handshake? Says Hillary Clinton, not letting go of a handshake? What the fuck? What the hell is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? Why is this tickling me so much? Why is that tickling so much? Like, I mean... Oh. The article doesn't miss it all. Alright, I'm glad I at least scrolled down for a second. Doing her best to appear elated while a large throbbing vein protruded from her forehead. A former Secretary of State Clinton said that she was really, really, really happy for Vice President Kamala Harris. Blah, 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 blah. There's no one among the savviness than you, said in shock, still unblanking Clinton, who then, when panic of Vices quietly asked her to release the presidential candidate, and only widened her smile and clamped her fingers tighter, causing her bones to audibly crack. Oh, don't worry about us. We're just two strong women having a great time. And girl power! Right, Kamala, just think, you could become the first woman elected to American presidency, even though that was meant to be mine. Anyway, what would people come possibly better than that? At the press time, Clinton was reportedly being dragged away after pulling Harris in for a hug and attempted to snap at her neck. Oh, shit. Oh my god, the Onion still got it, baby.
On voting back that music number, I'm convinced. I'm sure the other Paul feels the same. Jill who? Am I right, Paul? Good. Finally.
I guess, man.
I don't know how anyone could not be win.
I mean, it
Paul's
was a persuasive piece of fucking AI music. I'll tell you that much. But
oh, for Kamala. For the red, white, and the blue.
It should be. When are releasing that to Spotify?
Gotta be released by the burden of original sin. Bambos, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do? When I'm being the coming for you, bamboys, bamboys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for? Oh, dude, I should totally do that as karaoke. Totally. No, that's satire, but if she could, she would. Honestly, I think whatever essence possessed Clinton, I think has formed and or manifested and possessed Pelosi, dude. Because what the fuck type of weird Eldritch Leviathan, like what Eldritch Leviathan fucking horror demon spawn is in Pelosi for her to be able to have such sway? More so than Clinton at this point. Like, because a few days before Biden officially dropped out, Clinton endorsed him. Despite people like Pelosi and her weird little ilk, all wanting him to step down. So it's just like, and we all know what just happened anyway, right? So it's just like, what the fuck type of weird demonic eldritch horror is she hiding? It's like, fuck, dude. Started making me wonder, does Clinton really have the power, or was she just trying to, seize the possessed demon out of Pelosi all this time? Like, what the fuck is going on with that shit now? It's like, fuck, bro.
you know what I mean?
Good song. That was a good show, man.
It's kind of like
Bad
the boss.
boys. I was about... which one should I use? Short stacks! Lolly horse bone. When the boss get caught with the tax folder. Short stacks. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the tax folder shows? Whoop!
We can't hear no Kyle, dude.
Oh yeah, I had to mute him because otherwise, sometimes. Anyway.
Democrats, liberals, and left.
The consumer talking to Nancy. You das. Or bullshitly. The consumer talking to Nancy. You just summon me when I am certainly just a Madam Clinton. You saw her. She's weak. Join me for real power. Hello. Good morning. Sunday morning. It is Wednesday. What the fuck do you mean it's Sunday? Exactly. Just these fucking eldritch tendrils wrap around Bill Clinton and then just and just absorb him into her essence, bro. What if Pelosi herself is really the eldritch horror behind everything, bro? Oh my my god, dude. Maybe honestly, there needs to be an episode, one of these Saturday Patreon episodes that DFF does. They need to do it, bro. Deep dive on the policy. Then Julie's eyes open in the middle of the night, and for the first time you see this real fear in them, and she shivers. Oh god! Oh no! You weird, mutated looking freak. Oh, you lucky fuck!
To start thinking first and foremost about policy. For the love of Christ.
Sorry, Kyle. But you need
Kyle.
You need to listen, you need to liberate your mind because you're burdened by what could be. And you need to be unburdened.
You have been we must be unburdened from what can be to see from what has been. Or something like that. It's like we must see what can be unburdened by what has been.
By what could be and live in the now with what is.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what you need to
Not
be.
even what is, Paul, what can be.
We must do our esoteric Marxist woke mind virus, esoteric Luciferianism and shit like that by, being unburdened by what can be to see by what has been. We must, utter it, for 8 times a day like their holy, chants.
Is now because this is retarded, man.
Shine on you, crazy Paul.
Dude, people on the left don't give a fuck about policy because they don't believe in the policy prescriptions anymore because none of the policy ever comes to fruition, Kyle.
Yeah, this is being idealistic, in my opinion.
Super idealistic.
It's like, you're right, dude. I totally wish people would be informed and let's debate the substance of what is going on, but that clearly has not been the human experience, and definitely not an electoral experience in this country.
You know what percentage of the time Mitt Romney
Sadly
votes with Donald Trump? 75%.
And yeah, let's make that guy part of the Democratic Party nominee, by the way, or some shit. Which, what was his name? Like Anthony Sorkin or whatever? Like the dude who, made fucking West Wing or some shit? This guy apparently wrote this op-ed, and it's like, you're a fucking retard. Go fuck off. Go back to fictional politics that is basically just rad lib, radical, suburbanite, wine mom, liberal, fucking circle jerk, fucking pussy flicking, circle jerk bullshit. Go back to making garbage like that. Because, no one gives a fuck. At least, House of Cards is a little edgy. But, fucking hell. This weird, rad lib, circle jerk garbage at, the West. Ugh. I've seen a few. I tried to get into that because, I got into it after the House of Cards. I'm glad I got into House of Cards first before it kind of started sucking. Season 4 is when it kind of sucked. And I think it only had, 5 seasons anyway. I don't even really want to know what the last season was like. As soon as Kevin Spacey was gone, I was like, who gives a fuck? So I was because he was kind of just, him as Frank Underwood, he was the star of the whole fucking show. That's kind of the reason why I was watching it in the first place. I was like, oh, this devious fucking bastard. Oh, shit. But, fuck, bro. I mean, it's I tried to get into that show. I couldn't even get for, 2 episodes. I got for the first just to be alright, the pilot episode, whatever. Second episode, I'm like, this is just straight fucking boring as fuck. How did anyone get through this? And I, looked around and be like, did it actually get good later? And some people are like, oh, it does, but, I actually kind of, looked at a couple of reviews and most people thought, And so I'm just like, alright, well, whatever, fuck this. So I'm like, And frankly, I was just bored the shit from it. Because I did try to watch it a few times after that. I did think I eventually did get for the second episode, tried to start on the third, and go for the fourth, but I just couldn't. Because it was just, it just didn't, honestly, because, I don't know, maybe I just got kind of spoiled from the first couple seasons of House of Cards, because that shit was actually generally kind of compelling. But, West Wing, though, there wasn't really anything for me to, hook myself onto, really.
So, this
there wasn't, really much of a thriller element to it.
I want the election to be...
How do you know? Because Donald Trump doesn't vote. Well, I don't know. He means, the way they track that is, this is Trump's stated position.
So,
this
whatever.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Donald Trump, who is 100% Trump, against 75% Trump. Or if you know,
Well, isn't that how the lesser of two evil arguments with these lesser of two, like the vote blue no matter who fuck boys, want to, try to push it as? My dude, the calculus is 99% Trump versus 100% Trump, or aka 99% Hitler or 100% Hitler, my dude. So that means that if we have to settle with 75% Hitler, Mitt Romney, my guy, that means that we have to settle with 75% Hitler, my guy. It's like, no. And in fact, a conservative, Mormon, literally a Utah Mormon born and raised bitch boy wannabe of George W. Bush as, the dude, to, run in, the Democratic nomination is, the most insane fucking thing ever, bro. Especially considering the fact that the motherfucker, straight up, called 49% of, the country a bunch of fucking parasites and said that, well, who gives a fuck about Democrats? He's always been, it's just ridiculous. I hate liberals, bro. Liberals are the most, detestable motherfuckers in existence. Okay, anyway. What?
You got 99% Hitler, right?
This calculation is so wild. Every time somebody fucking tries to land on one, I just want to pull my fucking hair out, bro. It's so crazy. This fucking, it is not about percentages of fucking Hitler or Trump, bro. It really isn't.
3/4 Trump. If your contention is Trump is bad, maybe you shouldn't say, let's put...
Paul, you're 200% Trump.
200%
Trump, dude.
Dude, you're
200% Trump, Paul.
You're 1,000% Hillary Clinton, Scotty. Oh!
Damn.
Oh!
Put in 3/4,
dude. I'm not going to show my face in fucking public for a week.
There's Donald Trump. Oh my god.
I love how, every time we can pause on Kyle, there's always, a funny frame of him. Well, maybe not with this one.
Nominating Mr.
Yeah, okay, there's one. There's one a little bit. It's just kind of he has, this somber disappointment look. He's like, Yeah, there's one right here. Yeah, this would actually work really well right here, actually. Yeah, so maybe, 95% of the time, no matter where you pause Kyle, there's always, a good little, emoji, emote opportunity kind of thing, right? Where you could clip his little head and make an emote out of it.
Romney would be putting our money where our mouth is. A clear...
Oh my god, you know what? Thank fucking god that Kamala Harris at least, at least blew that out of the water. Because, she raised over $500 million within the first fucking day. And $5 million within an hour. So, it's all these, vote blue fucks are all well, Biden, my guy. But then they're all, as soon as, they actually have someone that was kind of maybe worth the fuck to even maybe, put some money down on, suddenly, oh, well, Kamala Harris, my dude. And the thing is, look, I'm a little more, like I said, 25% on, I actually do think it would be a toss-up again, and I actually recognize, at least a more understandable lesser of two evil argument at this rate. I don't know if you know this, but, honestly, when it comes to that broader electoral thing, I'm a little more softer on that, because at least if Kamala Harris, or Kamala Harris, again, I don't really like her, and if I had my druthers, I would have someone else entirely. And frankly, there's a possibility that could happen. The DNC, when it comes to the national convention, who knows? They might, flip around and be like, well, we could throw anyone else in the ring. Why not put somebody else? So who knows? But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be her. And likely she's going to pick a VP, before then. And honestly, my bet is, I'm willing to, say it's a coin toss between Josh Shapiro and Ali Bashir. Or I think that's his first name. But it's going to be between Bashir and Shapiro. It's going to be one of those two, I think. Because both of them, in different ways, I think would be, a really good, boost, so to speak, when it comes to, trying to galvanize, voters in some of these more like red / swing states, like Pennsylvania, especially with Shapiro. Like that would make Pennsylvania a lock, basically. But with someone like Bashir, that could still at least help make that a lock. On top of at least making some of these voters in some of these other states, like in Kentucky too, where Bashir is the governor of, where it could make it maybe a swing state. Because if Kentucky, being traditionally a red state, has a blue governor, obviously he's doing something right, and that means the voters might swing that state. Might not mean much. I don't know exactly how many electoral points are on Kentucky, but I mean, hey, better, hey, if it helps, put a few extra points, then it does, so it's a possibility. Plus maybe helping swing Pennsylvania a little bit too. So I think, there is a chance for that. That's why, I'm a little more softer with the idea. I'm not as pessimistic like Paul is about it, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, when it comes to my personal opinions, I am about as pessimistic as Paul, but I at least can recognize that I do think she at least has more of a chance. It's a coin toss chance. I don't think, she would have oh yeah, she's gonna win, my dude. I'm not that convinced, but I'm convinced that, we're back at the coin toss. I'm not as strongly convicted about that yet.
It would be putting our money in his pocket, is what it would be doing.
Put
You
the money
fucking
down the
retard.
drain.
Oh my god, Aaron Sorkin. Can you be more out of touch as a political wonk than Aaron Sorkin is right now in this op-ed?
I mean, setting aside.
Rachel Maddow, maybe. Because I actually just realized that she's still fucking doing her show. So Rachel Madcow is still doing her fucking thing. And she, cried when she, heard Biden stepped out. So she's a fucking unhinged lunatic, honestly. I swear, she's on, a cocktail or something, bro. She has to be on, something. For, maybe, what would be, the equivalent of, the rich person's meth? What's the, Addie's, I guess? She, I don't know, man. She's on something, bro. She's, because she always has, this very unhinged shit, dude. Where she's always, going off, basically being, a liberal Alex Jones almost. I mean, she always is saying some weird unhinged shit. So, it just makes you wonder, what, she has to be on something, bro. This is what has me concerned. I feel like she's not going to know how to deal with Trump's underhandedness. Do you remember during 2016 when Trump used Bill's sexual harassment victims against Hillary? Imagine him doing that to Kamala. Not the exact same thing, but Trump could easily be like, she broke up families. We have here in the audience people who spent decades in jail because of her, just for smoking weed. Or, and parents being, put to prison, because their children were truant. I mean, I get that for sure. I just don't think the Republicans have figured that out yet. Because everything they've been doing to try to attack her has pretty much been oh, she laughs, she's mirthful, she's kind of annoying, she's incompetent, even though she was known as a board czar and all this and that, blah, blah. They try to, they're throwing shit at the wind right now, and it ain't really sticking. I think eventually they'll probably be able to get a strategy figured out, but, I mean, as it stands right now, that's why I'm kind of reserving judgment for now, because we have to kind of see what the Republicans will react to right now, which for now, they're throwing shit in the air because they don't know what to do. But, Kamala is now got the fucking strap, and out of nowhere just had it dropped on her, and now she needs to figure out how not to fumble it. And I think if she, if her and her campaign plays her cards right, maybe she doesn't fuck it up. And I do know that I saw something about Trump saying that I would debate Kamala Harris multiple times. Laugh at Kamala. I would debate her a bunch of fucking times. I would debate her multiple times. So we might get 2, 3, maybe 4 debates with Kamala and Trump, bro. Maybe not 4 debates, but at least maybe 2 or 3. I mean, that's on the table now. And honestly, I don't think they're going to have the same restrictions like they did with Biden and Trump. I'm sure that shit is going to be a lot more free-flowing. They might honestly start fact-checking shit, hopefully. So... we'll have to just kind of... I'm going to give it at least, a week. We're in that week. Like, that's pretty much, where we're in right now. And so far, I mean, she hasn't really done anything quite yet. I mean, which I feel like a lot of it is just strategizing and just trying to figure shit out right now and where to go at the moment, especially with all this money that just got dumped on her. I'm sure she's, figuring out with different organizers and staffers to be like, here's, certain campaign ads that we can pull. Here's things that we do. Here's like a place, here's like, where we can go for rally. Like, I mean, I think she's just kind of in brainstorm mode with her staff right now. But, I mean, it's up to her to not fuck it up. The ball is in her court and hers alone. It's always been in the Democrats' court broadly, but now the ball specifically is in her hands. In that entire, with that court specifically. So it's in her hands now. That laughing Kamala. That cackling Kamala. The cookie Kamala. The cookie Kamala would actually work better. Coconut Kamala. She always talks about that coconut tree. Like we all fall for the coconut tree. I think, she is a coconut herself. Coconut herself, ladies and gentlemen. She's Coconut Kamala. Coconut Kamala, folks.
This screams of like you want
Setting aside
attention.
any like, well, man, what's really even the difference? Whatever bullshit. Setting aside all that, Mitt Romney would not fucking win.
No, he
He
wouldn't.
would have a 0%.
Dude, he would be... Honestly, I bet he would lose worse to Trump than Biden would. And that's saying something. I'm not even kidding. I bet Mitt Romney would unironically lose better. Or lose worse to Trump.
It's a fucking winning. 0.
He wouldn't even pass muster
Zilch.
with fucking liberals, dude, because like there are still enough of us oldsters around that remember Mitt Romney and what he is and who he is. He's a piece
Yep.
of Mormon.
All they would have to do, they would just reuse the same fucking clip that sunk him the first time. But, like 49% of this country parasites. Or
Yeah, they
whatever the
don't
fuck
pay
the
no
number was.
taxes or do
Piece
nothing.
of
They're
shit,
lazy.
Fuck them.
Yeah, that's it's game over.
As president, I want to stay
Mitt Romney
Romney
or-
out the country.
Wasn't that John Kerry that said that?
No, that was Mitt
No.
Romney.
Mitt Romney.
That was
What
Romney.
was John Kerry? Oh, he was Swift voted.
That was the Swift.
Oh, I got Swift voted out. I don't really remember that much about that one, but yeah, that was his whole big thing. Which, God, I fucking hate the American political system, bro. It's just... Mitt Romney is the human equivalent of moldy cheesecake. I would say that's an insult to cheesecake, but the fact that it's moldy actually makes it okay, so you kind of made it neutral out. Oh, this... well, yeah, no voosh. I don't want no damn voosh. No voosh. The Kingster? They go into the Kingster? The manatee? Oh my god. Wait, what's happening here? Oh shit, did someone walk out on a thing? I didn't see their news segment really, so, like, because they had it at the very fucking end. They literally did a flipperoni, buckaroni kind of thing a little bit. Goals first, news last. So it's just like, god damn it. But, wait, what happened? Like, I want to know what happened with that. Who, like, stormed out of what? What? I want to see the fucking hot take shit. Oh, right here. Ooh. Okay, cool.
But we still got news.
Still some news.
News.
So, wildfires in California, Utah prompt evacuations after torching.
They've been sharing the streams twice on each 4 departments, so I don't know what's to. I'm afraid we may never see the Manatee Gauntlet. I don't think it's ever happening, bro. As sad as it is, I don't think it's ever happening. Dude, that Manatee Gauntlet was like a goal forever. And no one wanted it. I mean, to be fair, I feel like it's partially on their end because they didn't really show it that much. And up until, like, recently. But, I mean, they even lowered the price, too. And frankly, I think they should give it one more month. But, you know what? Hey, if it's to say la vie, it's to say la vie. Because I feel like they will still talk about the manatee, but it'll be like a goal. Like apparently like on this show, like they had a goal with, the manatee on there. So, I mean, the thing is, it's 400 patrons that need to subscribe between now and at the end of the month, and it's what? The 24th? 6 days? Yeah, not happening. It ain't happening, man.
Home's a mid-heat wave.
That's 100 patrons a day. Do you really think they're going to be able to achieve that?
This isn't a real story, dude. This is all made up.
Oh, this is a fake story?
Yeah, climate change is a fucking myth, bro.
Yes, fake news. Fake news, ladies and gentlemen. There's a big grievous every time, and there's oil and gas emissions when when a windmill is there. Big grievous, very sad, folks. Very sad. It's unbelievable, and this is what the left wants, folks. This is what the left wants. The left wants to have all these emissions, yet they talk about Green New Deal, folks.
I will admit, I will say this. I don't really necessarily have the best Trump impression, but I do kind of feel like I do kind of get the cadence, right, at least. I feel like I at least get that and a little bit of his mannerisms in a way. But, I mean, it's not like...
I'm not actually doing a very full, Trump. Everything but the exact voice, because I can't really do the voice. Can't do the voice 100%. But I can at least mimic everything else. Everything else, folks.
So, I mean, it ain't really that hard to, mimic him, where you could do a good Trump impersonation, but to actually, be, a good Trump impersonator, you gotta, get the voice, to a T. And look, I'll admit this, I can't really do his voice to a T, but I like to think at least at the end they still have a good impression, though.
Scotty's leaving in protest because he refuses to.
I
guess we can just go.
Dude, why are you in the Matrix?
Wait, you couldn't find us on YouTube? Wait, so what happened? What's this? What is this? So I'm on the tactics. He hasn't uploaded it yet. Ah! I don't want to drag shit to fit bullshit. Okay. It's making me go through nonsense. I'm not doing it. I'll wait for it to be uploaded on YouTube. I'm assuming he hasn't done it yet. Bruh, that's a nightmare. What the fuck is this? What am I doing with this? What do you mean? I have to hold my... Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, fine, there we go. I don't want to... I just want to watch it here. I can't watch it. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think that's happening, unfortunately. I said fuck it inside, it's done, lock myself and go through with it. And you know what? Failed. It's like, nah, you need the app. You need it. You need the app. It's like, I don't want the fucking app. I don't want it. But nay.
I thought you guys might like this.
So you got to be careful with these because Wiggy, as they...
Howard Stern leaves Richard Simmons crying.
Call him is very litigious, okay?
Got it.
But this is Richard Simmons on Howard Stern, and if you watch this actual thing, it's actually fucking hilarious. But he's so mean to Richard Simmons.
Yeah, this is the moment where Richard walks off.
But what has led up to this? Okay, so let me explain then.
Yeah,
Richard is there to talk about a congressional initiative for
health. Oh shit. You're on point. Oh shit, you fucking got it downloaded.
Since manatees are protected and it's illegal to touch them, she couldn't show any affection back.
I've been on this 27 years and I just found out right now that it is illegal to pet manatees. It is punishable by 60 days in jail. Come here. Now look, and I completely understand. It is important we do not pet manatees. It's for their protection. However, if a manatee were to embrace me like that, and I couldn't pet that manatee, and then I'd go home thinking to myself, does that manatee know that it is loved? That it's appreciated? I'm not gonna lie to you, I might be going to jail. They might ask me, what are you in for? And I'll say emotional reassurance, but I'm not going to get into this. You never know until you're in the situation, but that you just want to hug him so badly. I never thought I would relate to a manatee so much.
Oops. Oh shit, might restart it. Well, I think that's the gist. And you know what? True. You know what? Who's gonna know?
Eating for kids that he got passed in the house. Fucking, this is like 15 years ago.
I'm not gonna lie. If a manatee did do that to me, I would give it little scritches on the side of the head. Yeah, to make sure. I would look around, see if any of the divers are looking. I'll be like, "You're loved. It's okay." Not many people could touch you, and many of them probably want to do stupid things with you. But I'll just give you scritches on the side of your little face because you're adorable and sweet, and you have embraced me with love, and I will give you love back. I just can't help it. Like, I mean, when when an animal is like, "Hey, I trust you. You can give me scritches and loves, and I'll embrace you a little bit." And it's like, bruh, you kind of have to you have to give it back a little bit. Be like, "Oh, you know," it's like, come on, you know, it's like you kind of have to do that a little bit low key. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to return the affection back.
This is way more.
Unless they're a dolphin, then probably not a good idea because he'll probably think of nefarious things to do to you.
15 years ago.
Brett, hug me, Jordan, please. That's going to be a holds up notepad with the word "no" written on it for me.
And he desperately wanted to come in, or whatever it was.
It was
He
a long time
desperately
ago.
wanted to come in and talk about that and the push to get kids to eat healthy. And Howard Stern and his whole crew basically relentlessly were like, "How many times have you taken it in the ass from a man?" You know what I mean? Are you really going to tell me that you've been with a woman in your life? Why aren't you with a woman right now? You know what I mean? They were just like raking him over the coals for his sexuality, and he finally just fucking gives up. So that, I guess that's this point.
And this is that moment.
Pretending. Richard's not the most macho guy on the planet. He's he embraces both sexes.
Just looks like a ruffian.
You're sometimes very womanly and sometimes manly.
Womanly?
Yeah, he relates to both sexes.
Oh,
That's why people
stop
like
it.
him. Is that a bad thing?
Howard.
Wow.
I just wanted to say
No,
it's okay.
Hey, let me apologize to Al Sharpton. Richard, wrong. Richard.
Richard, stay.
You appeal to both sexes.
No, if you want me to call and help you, you let me know.
My favorite moment was
Richard, come here. Come here. Don't leave like this. Richard, you're making a mistake. Don't leave like this.
I know.
Don't leave like this. We were just fucking on you and just making fun of you and shit. But you know, come on, you're making a mistake. Oh,
Get out of line.
Did I say something wrong?
Yes, you said he was woman.
Dude, they had a fucking cameraman outside the studio ready to go for this. Like, they had a plan. It's like bullshit.
No, he might have,
He's a very
I mean, they were making fucking gay jokes at the dude all day, and it was completely stepping all over what this dude, like, say what you want about Richard Simmons.
Yeah, he tried to do something nice.
He tried to help fat people get thin. And he was an advocate for exercise and healthy eating and stuff. And he believed that starting early with kids helps them not be obese adults. And that is the truth.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a noble deed.
So that was his thing.
Especially considering obesity is kind of a problem here, in America.
Come on, y'all! Y'all gotta
What's
push
this?
through! Keep those cameras up, you record! Keep those cameras up! Hey, God damn it, what the hell are you doing? Get your camera! You not keeping up with no girls like that! Take your ass to Jerry Springer, because I swear to God, you can't make it over here tomorrow! Go! Hurry up! I ain't working the goddamn camera, I swear. Go! Slow ass!
Slow ass!
Come on.
You are not the father.
I told y'all! Keep on with it! Keep on with it! What the hell? Get your ass from what you doing! Get your ass up out of here! Get your ass up out of here! Somebody said do quick, ain't no damn movie cameraman can't keep up with no girl!
You are not the father.
I told you! Yes! Keep up with it! Yeah, keep up with it, go! Yeah! I like that, keep up with it! That's how you keep up with it! That's how you do it, baby!
That's how you do it, baby! Oh my god. Holy shit, what the fuck is that thumbnail? Oh my god, what is that thumbnail? Where is that? Where do I... Wait, Demon is still streaming? Jesus Christ. Where is that thumbnail? Dude, oh god. That thumbnail's devious. Holy shit. Oh my god, that is such a devious stuff. Dude, that thumbnail's devious as fuck.
Let me explain then.
Yeah.
How's cameraman not trip? Years of experience. And obviously, it's the golden rule. No harm comes to the cameraman.
There to talk about a congressional initiative for healthy eating for kids that he got passed in the House. Fucking, this is like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was one of the
This is
sponsors.
way more than 15 years ago.
And he desperately wanted to come in, or whatever it was.
It was a
He
long time
desperately
ago.
wanted to come in and talk about that and the push to get kids to eat healthy. And Howard Stern and his whole crew basically
It's like the found footage horror. Yeah, fair enough.
relentlessly were like, how many times have you taken it in the ass from a man? You know what I mean? Are you really going to tell me that you've been with a woman in your life? Why aren't you with a woman right now? You know what I mean? They were just like raking him over the coals for his sexuality, and he finally just fucking gives up. So that, I guess that's this point.
And this is
wait, what? Yeah, we already saw this. What the fuck? YouTube. Bleh.
They like effeminate at times, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but this is like more edgy Howard Stern shit. Like back in the day, Howard.
It's the 90s, though, man. You know?
I mean,
Yeah, well before, Howard Stern decided to be like, Hillary Clinton, how's the champagne, and, nice luxurious mansion, they have to take for your nice private trip. Like, it's just stupid bullshit like that, basically,
Maybe
now.
someone that, if it had gay people, they was like, yeah, good, you should.
Well, to be honest with you, Richard had come on the Stern Show a bunch of times before this, and to my knowledge, I think this might have been the last time he came in. Like, he just stopped going to the Stern Show. He was great fodder for this show for years. You know, like he'd come in, they'd make fun of him for being queer. He would fucking take it on the chin, no pun intended.
Damn, Paul, what the fuck?
But anyway, R.I.P.
Oh shit, is Paul fucking, letting that shit be unbuttoned? Oh damn, dude. Showing off that fucking chest.
He did.
Damn.
He dead now. My fear now is that Pauly Shore can make his...
Oh shit. Oh, is that why they pulled the clip up? Because Richard Simmons passed?
Died?
Richard Simmons movie.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Richard Simmons died, dude.
When the
You know
fuck
what happened?
Simmons died?
Yeah, when the fuck did this happen? What the hell?
I think it was the same day Trump got shot.
It was, yeah.
Really?
Trump's a
Damn. Wow. So no one knew about that because everyone's like, oh my god, Trump almost died. Like, damn, bro. Shit.
assassination.
It's kind of like the Aldous Huxley JFK thing where they both
I
died on the same
legitimately
day.
had not heard that.
Wait a minute. Wait, there are people. Wait, wait. Did Sky just say there are people thinking there's like some theory, like some weird JFK theory shit that he like because he died on the same day that like. I swear to God, there's people making that shit up. Oh my god, bro, dude, we're so fucking dead.
Simmons was dead, dude?
No.
Oh no, dude! Richard Simmons died the same day.
That's why I pulled that.
Yeah, same day Trump got shot. Richard
Damn.
Simmons passed
Oh, I guess
away.
it was the day after his birthday too.
Oh,
we thought you knew.
Damn.
Dude, that's fucked.
No.
Yeah, sorry to tell you, man. Richard Simmons is dead. This is no joke. This is no kayfabe either, Paul. He's actually dead.
Actually dead.
Man, poor Richard Simmons. Never got no fucking respect. Just like Rodney Dangerfield, man.
True.
No respect.
No respect.
Maybe he'll get respect like Rodney did after he's dead.
Maybe.
His legacy will live on. His legacy will live. Damn it. I'm going to take a piss real quick. I shall return. From my Rich Simmons, who I didn't even realize who passed away a couple weeks ago. You lazy bones, you. You little ball. Oh my god, look at you. You're so adorable. You're kind of in the way of this door, by the way. I kind of need to open it, and you're kind of in the way. I can't really open it with you right here. Oh my god, you're so cute! That'd be so adorable. Come on, let's move. Oh my god, you lazy fuck. Oh. Yeah, don't be moaning and groaning at me. Oh. Oh. You groaning, you little bastard. a small nibble. Little doggo, bro. No shit, dude. Come on. Come on. Pop, pop. Goofy little freak. This dog is like the most ridiculous ball of squirminess I've ever seen in my life. And well, oh shit. Okay, hello. Little Bobby, boy. Holy, excuse me, you can be patient, sir. Hey. Oh my god, you actually thought I was gonna... Okay, there you go. Good boy. I had to make sure that you were gonna get it right. Do you mind? Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Hey. Pop. Hey. Pop. Your paw smells like Doritos. I don't know why, but his paw legit smells like Doritos. His paw smells like Dorito. I have not had Doritos in a fat minute, but for some reason they do. Why do they smell like Doritos? That's so weird. Is that just my weird stoner brain? You can grab that, bro. Get it. Go on. You lazy fucking shit. You can stretch that little chameleon little neck. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. There you go. Yeah. Alright. Alright, that's all you get for now. In fact, here, make you fuck off. Here's the dental stick. Freshen up that breath after your little meal. Hey, look. Ah! You just bit my lip. Hey, asshole. Here, take this the fuck off now. Hey, don't eat this here. Go away. Take the damn. Oh my. He straight bit my lip. It got like a little good old canine right on the edge of the lip. It wasn't hard, but it's like, ah. Oh, now you don't want to leave. Boo smack. I don't know what to say about this one. Ladies, you know what to do in November. Until women stop voting Democrat, this is what's going to be on my cock and balls. Sorry, ladies, no more going all the way to the base until you stop being woke. What the fuck? Like, he's going to wear a chastity cage? Like, he's going to wear a cage on his cock and balls and have a fat lock on it? Let's give him a gadget instead of the ladies and keep the keys until the election. Well, they're making chastity cages for themselves, so hey, it works, right?
Maybe.
That's how it goes sometimes.
Kamala Harris wins enough support to clinch Democratic, basically enough delegates have pledged for her.
Because he's unburdened by the votes that have been cast by the delegates in the past, and she has a clear path to the votes of the delegates in the future. Is
A
what
survey by the Associated Press on Monday evening said she received the endorsement of more than 1,976 delegates.
I mean, it's less than Brianna for it. Yeah, I'm okay with this too.
Easily enough to fucking win.
Horrible, TJ, horrible. No one voted for Pop Mala.
Sad, very sad, ladies and gentlemen.
So who did she beat? Who are the other names on the list that they were given to choose for?
Good question.
They made
Very
sure
smart question.
she made
Smart
sure
guy.
she made sure to get coronated long before anyone else could even throw their hat in
But
that
that's
ring.
not the way we're supposed to do things in America. We're supposed to decide by democratic
Look,
process.
TJ, strong primary.
So here's-
strong primary.
Here's my theory about this, okay?
Okay, you got a theory?
So,
Rigged. My theory is it was rigged.
Nancy Pelosi
It's rigged.
and Barack Obama. These are two people who are known to be putting immense pressure on Joe Biden to fucking drop out, right?
Of course.
Because the donors. The donors want him gone. That's why he's gone. It's not because 80% of the people want him gone. It's because the donors want him gone.
Right.
Joe, we ain't getting no money, so you gotta go.
And Obama was spearheading.
Oh, we're getting a lot of donor money from these corporate powers and shit, and a lot of them don't want to put money in us anymore. In fact, we're holding it in blocking funds. We can't allow that anymore. You're fucking us over. Step down.
And I, as Pelosi, want to share that you will step down as I am the ultra power demon of all of the Democratic Party.
And Pelosi was spearheading it, okay? So, so Joe Biden, they finally get him to put out this fucking release. You know, I'm fucking done. I'm out for the good of party of the country. I'm out, right?
And I guess because it is technically Wednesday, he is going to make an official speech because I guess he recovered enough to make a speech. And oh my god, you know it's going to be the most embarrassing, saddest, most pitiful fucking speech, dude. Like, and, you know, and honestly, like, you know, weirdly enough, he, you know, the only, you know, president that could kind of, like, you know, maybe be tangential analogous to this will be LBJ, and his speech is actually almost inspiring. You know, legitimately, because I was watching their DFF episode from last Saturday about LBJ. In a weird way, him stepping down and letting, you know, not just from, you know, candidacy, but also from presidency, and let his vice president, you know, take the reins. It's just like, shit. I mean, it's like, I mean, there's a lot more honor, respect, and frankly, in a way, like his legacy, you know, kind of stands better because of what he did versus this shit. Because I guarantee you that this speech will probably maybe help solidify or just damage whatever legacy that Biden may or may not have. Because he could, like, throw, some shit out there to be like, all right, he tried, kind of thing. But, I mean, at least, like, fucking LBJ actually pushed shit and actually got shit fucking done. His major flaw was Vietnam. And frankly, was a major fucking bastard when it came to that shit for sure. But, like, I mean, when it comes down to, like, everything else that he did, which even he felt like, I, kind of regret that I wasn't as informed about, like, foreign policy stuff. Like, he's even said that in hindsight before his death and shit. Being like, yeah, I wish that I knew more about that because, like, I probably would have made better decisions about, when it came to that kind of shit. Like, overall. Because he, at least domestically, did make some right decisions, especially when it came to, like, healthcare, Civil Rights Act, a lot of different things. Like, I mean, like, outside of FDR, he's probably one of, like, for, short presidency as he was, like, did a fuckload. Like, I mean, and honestly, if he was able to serve for, a full term, or, like, even maybe 2 terms or some shit, then, like, I don't know. Like, for me, I would think that, like, he probably would have been a alright president, at least, honestly. Because the dude knew how to fucking twist an arm. He knew how to get shit done. Maybe not necessarily the best way, or maybe not necessarily like the most correct outcome, so to speak, with everything. But like he knew how to get shit done. And he also had enough good political instinct to kind of at least try to galvanize people about certain things. At least enough. He does have his flaws, but I mean, I do kind of argue there's like other circumstances that probably led to that. I mean, but I don't know. I guess we'll never, truly know. But at least, given the history that we do know about it, I like to think there's a possibility that if he was more informed, or at least had a lot more of an authority as vice president under JFK, to be able to like partake in different foreign policy meetings and shit, he would probably have been way more informed and have a better idea about what to do. Because all he did was just basically be yes man to his generals. That's kind of the main reason why he's such a bastard. Because he didn't really, take into consideration of other voices.
And Obama puts out a thing sucking Joe Biden's dick very shortly thereafter, which was probably part of some kind of deal. Right?
But didn't endorse Kamala, though.
Did not endorse Kamala.
Conspicuously, no mention.
In fact, all of these big Democrats that were pushing for the dropout, none of these people were fucking doing this. Okay. None of these people fucking went out and endorsed Kamala when she fucking first came out. Some of them have since.
Of course.
I don't think Obama has to this day, unless he's done it while we've been hammering.
I'm sure he's going to.
He will. He's going to have to. Yeah. But I don't think he wanted her. I think that these people had someone else in mind.
Who?
I don't know who. Maybe Michelle, maybe somebody else, maybe Newsom. I don't know who they had in mind.
Well, Newsom wasn't interested anyway. Maybe initially. I honestly bet after that Ron DeSantis Newsom debate, that they did for some reason. Well, I kind of know some reasons as to why. For both of them. But, like, I mean, a lot of it's just because they're priming for another, shot at the presidential election. And for Newsom's case, priming a shot for, the presidential election for the first time in 2028. He's not doing it now. But he will do it later. Like, and he doesn't want, his career potentially tarnished by taking a radical, shot at maybe being vice president where he might, have to wait until like 2032 because let's say Kamala decides to run for a second term. Because honestly, if she wins the first election, I guarantee you she's going to run for re-election. And depending on how she, does on her first term, if she wins, then there is a strong likelihood that might be the case. She might unironically be seen as like kind of like a female Obama almost. Like a, Obama, but she's a woman. It's like, that's probably where it's going to come down to, I think, for a lot of people's minds. So, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard to really gauge it right now. We'll just kind of have to see how she plays her cards, leading up to the election. Still plenty of fucking time.
Joe, in his spite's like, okay, you want me gone, motherfucker? Okay. But I'm fucking giving it to Kamala. I'm throwing it to her. I'm going to fucking put the full weight of my endorsement. Oh, and by the way, Kamala's it.
But she is the next most logical choice, anyway.
She is.
I mean, sorry about the ticket.
But I don't think she's who they had in mind when they were doing this ouse.
You know
I
what's-
think they wanted someone else.
you know
But
what's
Joe's
interesting?
like monkey wrenching your plans, bitch.
Some people said, like, Gavin Newsom should be the vice president. But if you actually look at the Constitution, you cannot be from the same state as the president. It's weird.
Monkey Wrench Joe. Yeah. And also that I never knew that until Ripson mentioned it earlier. Like, Katie Porter or Gavin Newsom can't be vice president for Kamala Harris because they're all from California. So I don't know why. That is a very strange rule. But because of that, there's definitely, it literally rules out any idea of, Newsom, or Kamala Newsom take it, basically. Which, in a way, I think, for Newsom, that's kind of like whew, that's good. Because, I mean, that, and also probably why he's not interested, because he just knows that he legally wouldn't be able to, really. Because of that weird rule. But, even if it wasn't there, I'm sure he still wouldn't be interested, because he's eyeing 2028. Like, maybe, depending on how Kamala runs, or, her administration, or if Trump wins, he would, be like, oh, I'm, the more rational mind, here's how I ran California, and blah, blah, blah. Like, so, I don't know. Like, that's how I would, project him, when it comes to his presidential ambitions, because he certainly has made that known before.
It is actually in there, yeah. So Gavin Newsom could not be if Kamala is the nominee, which she's going to be, obviously.
And also, I don't know why my friends like Stefan, or Rip City, like, I don't know why they are like really gung ho about like the idea of Katie Porter being VP. It's just not going to happen. I mean, just not even with this in mind, like just on the virtue that she's just too radical left, like she's too Bernie-esque. Like, I mean, Kamala's definitely going to pick somebody who's a little bit more of, like, at best, like a rad lib. Who's, like, progressive on some stuff. Maybe pro-labor or shit like that, but still very liberal and still very, like, civility politics kind of minded or whatever, So, that'd be my guess.
I'm going to read you a pretty based headline here.
Sick. Give it to me.
But I need you to do me a favor and don't look at the second part of the headline, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just the first part. We're only going to focus on the first part of the headline. Okay. Harris skipped Netanyahu's speech to Congress. Oh, that's so based anyway, Nick.
Nice. Harris to skip Netanyahu's speech to Congress. Hell yeah, that's all right.
Based.
Wait a minute.
No, don't look at that.
What did it
look
say?
At that second part.
But she declined it, Paul. I thought
what did it say? No, the second part.
Well,
no, she declined it.
I mean, all you need to know is what's in the first part, which is Harris skipped Netanyahu's speech to Congress.
Paul, it was declined. That was it. That's it.
What happened? No, what am I supposed to ignore, though, again?
All right, well, look.
Nothing. You didn't know anything.
Okay, well, let's not take things up with, plan separate meeting, okay? She's going to meet with...
She's going to not be there for Netanyahu being in Congress, but yeah.
Probably.
I mean, to admonish him.
Probably
to admonish him.
To probably be like, oh, fuck you,
Yeah, you're an asshole.
No more weapons like that. No more weapons systems.
Ceasefire now. No weapons to you. Fuck you. You must be unburdened from what can be so we can see from what has been. Or whatever the fuck.
Do not do it no more.
Do not come.
Do not.
Do not come.
Palestinians.
Do not come.
It's wrong. It's genocide. Don't do it.
I dare you.
By the way, this bitch is drowning in APAC money. So, unless...
Shocker.
I mean, if she actually fucking was to be like, fuck you, Netanyahu.
I mean, honestly, like, any presidential candidate is going to have APAC money back to them, so I'm not really surprised by that at all. She might be a little softer on this whole, like, Israel, you can do whatever the fuck you want, kind of approach, but, I mean, they're still going to be swimming in that fucking money.
It would be like taking their money and then being like, got your money, fuck you.
Yeah, they're not doing
But there's
that.
no fucking chance of that, right? That's not how shit works. That's not how the world works.
Wish you did.
So yeah, she's not gonna. This is a performative measure. This is to appease voters, and then she's going to meet with him in private and be like, okay, here's the fucking plan for what we're going to do and how we're going to orchestrate this. Right? Like, that's what's going on.
Yeah, the meeting's going to be like, don't worry.
Yep.
Meet the old boss, same as the new boss.
I got to talk.
You know, don't.
Here comes the new boss. Same as the old boss. Dude, it's like that fucking Who song, bro.
He's probably just going to, like, what I think she's going to probably lay out to him in
Can't
that,
fool me
if I had to
again.
fucking speculate rampantly, which I'm going to do, I think she's going to basically tell Netanyahu, like, look, in order to win this fucking election, I'm going to have to talk some shit on you in public, okay? But in private, look,
It's the Hillary Clinton line. Look, there's the public position.
Okay,
And then there's private possessions.
like
Private
this, okay?
position.
In real life, we like this, but for a little
In
bit,
public,
for a little bit in public, until this shit kind of died down a little bit,
I'm against you.
I'm against you. Okay, get it? Got it? Good.
When I'm president, it's gonna stop. They're gonna knock all that
Knock
shit
it
off.
out.
Oh.
Okay, if this is honestly one of the first, like, kind of, like, early signs of what her campaign's gonna look like, then I'm a little nervous about it, not even gonna lie. Because she's doing a Hillary right now. She's like, knock it out. I'm gonna wag my finger at you. It's like, that doesn't work. You might as well be Biden, but with a brain and, you know, just basically being pussy whipped, essentially. It's like, come on. I guess in this case, dick whipped by Netanyahu.
Look, then the Democratic Party can punt for the next, 6 months.
90% of our government takes it, dude. But she's the champ. She's taken so much. Like, she's one of the fattest hogs at the fucking.
I mean,
trough,
and the
okay?
DNC.
I mean, wouldn't George Latimer be like the biggest fat hog in the trough?
Taking their money too, so it's not like it's being funneled in from every way you can imagine.
And remember, this is this party that fucking is way more responsive to the needs of donors than it is to the needs of constituents. So, yeah,
definitely,
they ain't gonna fucking
unless their constituents are billionaires.
They ain't gonna fuck. They ain't gonna fuck off AIPAC. AIPAC, by the way, funding both these parties. So,
well, you gotta hedge your bets. Yeah, I mean, clearly,
especially them. They fucking definitely do. That's what.
Because either way, AIPAC will make a fuckload of money because both parties support the Zionistic agenda of Israel, and AIPAC is fundamentally pushing that agenda, so it doesn't matter to them.
And there's no alternative on this fucking. Even the fucking most popular third party candidate, RFK, still,
AIPAC
kill
funded.
the fucking Palestinians, yay!
I think that we basically have to slaughter them all in order to make sure that there's peace in the region.
Real. But making some money.
Money.
Fundraising reaches a record-breaking 100 million since Biden's exit. Dude, it's been way more than that. That's a little outdated. It's been well over 500 million fucking dollars at this point, bro. It's been nutty on that shit, dude. It's been ridiculous. Redonkulous when it comes to that kind of shit, bro. I mean, honestly, like I said, I mean, for me, like, my takeaway is that, like, I'm on two sides of it, where it's just like, well, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. That's how I really do truly feel about it. But, like, on the other hand, it's like, well, I mean, like, when it comes to Trump, I do think he is a little bit more of a different anomaly, especially after what happened. So, I don't know. Like, I do think there's at least more merit to the idea of the lesser of two evils here, and maybe there's, like, a lot more of a competent political, intuitional, like, instinct brain behind, like, the status quo now at this point. But, I mean, especially when it comes to the left, if there's, like, any merit or idea that, like, there's going to be, like, some change or, like, some sort of, like, shifts, going on, I mean, then they got another thing coming. Do some Judas Priest on that ass. It's like, I mean, because there ain't no way to fucking, like, say that, oh, she's gonna be like, another Bernie. Like, she's a cop, fucking, like, just another, sub brand of the DNC oligarchical apparatus. Like, it's just like, I mean, that's just who she is. I mean, she's gonna probably honestly be like basically Obama but woman. I'm willing to call it, dude. If she runs and she's already on, but if she wins and succeeds in the first term, like honestly, in some one way, shape, or form, I guarantee you, she's just gonna be like basically like Obama. Like, I guarantee you, dude. Yeah, I mean, call me now. Like, in here, like, honestly, it's like, hear me now, call me later. Because, like, shit, bro. I guarantee you that's what's going to be the case. Like, people are going to say that, like, eventually the whole idea, like, I guarantee we're going to hear that leading up to the election, too, dude. She's going to be like, Obama, basically. She's going to be like the, female Obama, the woman Obama. Like, people are going to be saying that, dude. Oh, my God, I bet you it's going to happen. Because I feel that in my guts right now. And, and if I got that weird little gut feeling, and, I tend to have pretty decent political intuition about these things, I got a feeling that is likely the case. I got a feeling... Ooh, that Kamala's gonna be compared to Obama. Dios mío. Dios mío. Goodness gracious. At least I do kind of like, DFO kind of helping with, kind of tracking some of the stuff that I already want to kind of like look at and shit. Did I do actually, hold on. Because I know Dima made like this little soundbite for her shit, recently. And I'm just like, bruh. I'm just like, whoa. It's so devious. I know it's in that new video she uploaded, so I want to try to see if I can find a clip of her just plopping it down. Here, I think we'll go here, I guess. I don't know if she actually does it here yet. But actually, you know what? I know she'll probably do it. Oh, probably here. I think.
This guy, a lot of you are not going to be familiar with this guy, and that's okay. He is like, this streamer is like a super Biden glazer. Like the biggest Biden glazer I've ever seen, okay? And what's really funny about this one is that he tweeted this without actually checking Joe Biden's feed because Joe Biden had already endorsed Kamala Harris, but he hadn't seen the tweet. So just keep that in mind.
I'm a little bit behind, but I have to fact check your claims against Wick. He made a tweet about Biden dropping out at 10:53 a.m. Pacific, but Biden didn't endorse Kamala until 11:13.
I cannot express my...
Well, whatever. Semantics. Who cares?
Disappointment. What comes next? I don't know. He didn't explicitly endorse Harris. This wasn't a handoff, and that worries me even more. When people look back on the 2024 election, I think they'll be able to point to this moment as when we lost.
Dude, soundbite.
Debate, not him calling Zelensky Putin on international television.
I want the soundbite. I just want her to fucking drop the soundbite. I just want to find where she drops it. Oh, it has to be here, probably. She probably has to drop it here.
One of the most nonsensical and deranged things he's ever said. The Republican Party...
No, it has to be here. Well, let's find the start of it.
Next day, announced that he's going to end all subsidies for electric vehicles, the predominant beneficiary of that being Elon Musk's company, Tesla. You can't write it better.
There it is. Oh, shit, that's it. Oh, fuck. We found it. That's it.
You just You can't write it
Dude, that weird like little echo and shit. Oh my god, dude.
better than this. You can't write it better than this. You really can't. But guess what? We got Donald Trump himself. Okay? We got Donald Trump
Dude,
himself.
that little weird edit soundbite that she does is so disturbing.
Okay? So we're forced
I
to
think we
spend
found a laugh that is honestly more disturbing than fucking goddamn Hillary's, bro.
debate and quits the race. Now we have to start all over again. Shouldn't the Republican Party be reimbursed for fraud in that everybody around Joe, including his doctors and the fake news media, knew he was not capable of running for or being president? Just ask it.
Just asking, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just asking, folks.
Now, Donald Trump has a loose grasp of reality at the best of times, but I gotta say this is one of the most nonsensical and deranged things he's ever said. The Republican Party.
I want to see if there's like another point where she soundbites that shit, but it's not. Yeah, not with her, talking over it a little bit. Because oh my god, bro, was someone timestamp it at all? I feel like Trump missed the opportunity to go. I want to find it, dude. Someone's had to have timestamped that shit. Someone had to have time. Nope, not that. Wait, maybe? Oh, wait, no. Well, that's actually what we're looking at. Everyone's timestamping like the correction and shit. But you know what? Well, I guess no one timestamped it, but at least we did hear it a little bit. It's like, oh, Jesus. And with the echo and everything, it's like, oh, God. Whoa. It's like, oh, Jesus. Lord of mercy. That, soundbite is just so devious. I kind of love it, but I also hate it at the same time. Not as devious as that fucking AI Kabbalah song that DJ made. Because that's honestly truly some beautiful shit right there. Truly some beautiful stuff. Truly worthy of all the mom milkers. Whatever. But Dios mío. At least, kind of start off the weekend nice and maybe a little refresh. I'll at least get the last little bit of some bowl cashed out. I was thinking about maybe, checking out one more thing, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm lit. Kind of want to eat munchies, and I just want to chill. So, I think I'm just going to do that. Get the ball for show. Get some goddamn rubbing alcohol. Clean the step thing. Boom. But, anyway. I'll let's call it good for now. And peace out. And, of course, we must see what we can be unburdened. So we can know from what has been. Or whatever the fuck. So, anyway. Have a good one. Toodaloo. All that fun shit. And we'll have a little coffee stream tomorrow when I feel a little refreshed.